Freaking Ilvinex comment there, man. Oh, it officially begins at the top of the hour, but then they get everyone in the channel, they give announcements, they talk about things over, there's a new mod set they're going to go over, and then, you know, then they do slotting. So yeah, things tend to be a little late. Silly, silly goober. But Ilvinex, since I know you're here, how are you, buddy? How was WOG's stuff? Oh, man. I need to put my phone on my charger. Ooh, it's gonna be, honestly, it's gonna be more of a quiet day, because my schedule got a little rearranged last second. This weekend's gonna be a bit easy, though, so I'm gonna have to focus on, video editing. And I'm also up behind on my VOD uploading, because I've been so busy with all this other stuff, and I need to, redefine my schedule here. Because the new way of how I'm doing things is not working in the old system I have, because it's not giving me enough time to upload videos. That's based off of the sheer amount of time I've been streaming over this past week, because we've been focusing more on streaming and less on video uploading. But that's also left me with a lot of footage that I need to now go out, sort, and process. So I think I'm going to handle that this weekend, and then, reschedule that for Mondays and Tuesdays. But with trying a new system, it can be a painful first week, that's for sure. But otherwise, guys, this is Friday Night Fights. We're back for the 2023 year. OFCRA will be starting up next week, and we also have a few other PvP events this week, which we'll talk about when they come up closer. One will be Ilbinex stuff, his TBDs, and we'll see if there's anything else that's exotic coming out in the future. Because it might happen. It might not. We'll see. Later today, depending on what I can finish out of processing for video editing, I might come back with another DayZ stream, finalizing the building of that base, and then maybe an Arma 3 op development stream as well. But I did like the thing we did, 2 days ago? We streamed DayZ, and then we streamed some mission dev, and then we finished things off, and then I passed out at 4 a.m. Because we're probably going to go super late, I'm not going to do any drinking today other than, unlike the past few days. So we'll go with that. But I have a nice glass of water here. I'm not saying TBD is... Oh, I thought TBD was later this month. I guess it's February then. I could have sworn someone said the 24th, but I guess that was for something else. Again, I'm very confused. And then I need to pick a day where I go through all of my PvP footage and schedule it past May. Because it's, January, February, March, April. Some of it, I think it's front log up to March right now. But I can front log it up to May because I have the footage. I just didn't feel like touching it anymore. So I got to get that front log to 2 months. And then, it's going to take me half a day to do, though. 5th of February, gotcha. That's good, though, because I know the second weekend of February, I don't think I'm going to be here for an anime convention. Being Bloodwing's chauffeur. Ah, man. It feels good to be back doing PvP commentary, though. It was, I didn't think I'd miss it that much, but it's fun to kind of just watch all these guys outright annihilate each other. But as we, get into our new rhythm and system, it's, I will admit I've been putting way too much time on DayZ, but that's also because DayZ is requiring a lot of work in itself. You got to build the base, and then after the base finishes tomorrow, they're going to be dropping a new update on the mod set in the morning. And they're going to be quadrupling the mutant spawns. So they already added a bunch of extra bloodsucker spawn points. And then tomorrow they're adding even more mutants. So now the server is going to be even more crazy. And like I said, this week they were focusing on getting all those mutants set. And the next week they're going to be focusing on integrating the TF mod. and then getting that update in by the end of the week as we test mutant stuff. And then the third week is tweaking the mutants, and then the fourth week's tweaking TF. Fifth week will be tweaking merchant values for not just TF stuff, but for everything else. I got to take a look at the shops and see what's been buying and selling and yada yada. Ah, man, we'll eventually get this round to go. But we'll get there when we get there. And then, let's see, later tonight, we're also going to be doing some sound dev. I've taken a few of you guys. I reached out to the top 12 people that were, participating and interacting with the soundbite stuff. Reached out through Twitch. I got, I think, a third of you on the Discord right now. Got your opinions on some sound dev stuff, so we're going to be working on it tonight. With one of the moderators in the House of Trash server. We're going to be using their test server, though, so we're not disturbed. Probably go out on the ice sheets and do some shots. So that'll be fun. But Wildfire, thanks for the 18-month resub at Tier 3. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But yeah, a lot of work to do this weekend. Tomorrow, I don't know the exact time. I think it's going to be around 2 o'clock. We're going to be going on Bo's gaming community. They're going to be starting an Arma 3 campaign. I'm going to give that a try. And then we got Project Tension at 7. And I'm really excited for Project Tension because the last Project Tension op we did was the one with the custom EVA system where we floated around asteroids. I'm really curious to see what he has today. Or tomorrow, I guess. And then Sunday, we're going to be trying to play some RC Columbia stuff and hosting the Stargate stuff. I'm going to build that and get that announced tonight. And then I think tomorrow, the slotting for the Monday Vietnam stuff opens up. That's going to be the biggest op I've done so far in the community. I'm only expecting to get half of the slots filled, but that's me trying to build everything. Bo is in Bowtime Gaming. Yes, Shark. He used to run a DayZ server. That got shut down at the beginning of this year, though. Which I'm not surprised with how things were going. It's a shame, but I understand why, because they only had a few people going on it every day. But that's because with the Livonia build they launched, they forced everyone to build in PvP bases, and what ended up happening was this 10-person super group basically sweat everyone else out, and if they ever found a base, they would just immediately raid it, and people got board. But I will also say Livonia as a map, it doesn't really offer much in terms of like lawn cons. You know what I mean? Like let me explain. So Chernarus, same issue. I would say like it's the same stuff. You know, you're trying to get to the top left of the map, grab your stuff, build your base. That's it. Livonia, they have a little bit of an extra kick, but it's a smaller map. The extra kick being you find a key card and you can go into a bunker system. Now, compare it to a map like Namalsk. Namalsk, you have the end goal of getting to Lantia. And the most recent update that came out a few months ago even added to Lantia and lets you now explore Lantia in itself, but you have to, you know, go through all these extra crazy hoops, but there's a lot of, you know, additional things that you can do as a PvE player. That's why I really like House of Trash's server, because they're actively focusing on the PvE experience. And for PvP, that's also being a separate focus. It's like there's two different player bases, and they're focusing on both of them. And as we go on week to week, things are constantly being updated. So there's a focus on both groups. But another map that really focuses on that lawn con play, two that come to mind is Banov had a bunch of updates that now, again, make an end-tier goal for players. And Deer Isle also have those end-tier goals. The one issue with that, though, is that... One second, let me make sure my plugins are set here. All right, cool. Let me make sure that's set. Oh! 1 second. Oh, I just realized something. I have to switch out my plugins to Ilbinx PvP plugins so I can hear them locally in-game. one moment. But as I set that up, you know, there's a focus on the PvE experience rather than the PvP experience, because that's what default DayZ is, but that's how people burn out of DayZ so quickly, is because they just get stomped on by sweaty people that have been on the server for a while. So it's really difficult to calibrate a server because of all of that. But that's why I really like what House of Trash is doing, because they're, you know, keeping everything in mind. So give me 1 second. I have to re-extract these plugins. I completely forgot to do that. That's usually one of the first things I do, but because I haven't done this in forever, I completely forgot about that stuff. And then get back on that TeamSpeak site.
Connected.
There we go. All right. So, anyway, focusing on the round here. Standard Op 4 defending 3 sectors here. Blue 4 attacking from the area of Lorcia, and we'll get into the lore in just a second when we load in. But, yeah, I know, Shark. But the thing is, again, with the House of Trash, you can choose not to deal with people. And you can still have a good time, but you are limiting yourself at that point. In my opinion, you'll eventually have to go and deal with people. Most people are pretty friendly. Though someone did landmine the shit out of a few bases last night. That was really funny. I woke up 2 hours ago, went on the server to chop down planks, and then right in front of me next to the fire barrel was a landmine. I'm like, oh, that's cute. So combed through that with another player of mine, Slushy. Found 3 landmines, disabled them, and now I'm trying to task people, hey, let's start moving stuff into the base, and please chop down more planks for me. So I can finish that base tonight. I've decided to add 2 more floors. Floor above that I'm working on right now is just going to be for more tent space, have a central armory, all that fun stuff. And then the floor above that one will be private rooms. But the goal is to at least get the floor above me done so I can have everything moved into the base. And then I'm just going to tell the players, part of my faction, hey, just remember what's yours. And then when I make the private rooms in another day or 2, then you can move up there and deal with that. All right. Without further ado, let's get into Friday night fights. I see some players already going for the underground option. Very curious there. Let's see if they sprout. It's important to water your players, and then you'll know. It'll immediately come out of the ground when it's ready. But, you know, it takes the players a little bit of a second. Each player is different. Each player has different, you know, dietary requirements, water requirements, and whatnot. But when they're ready to sprout, they will sprout. And it is just such a beautiful sight. Some players are late bloomers, though. You just got to give it a second. And eventually, they will blossom. Or they'll lose connection. What happens if they lose connection? Oh, they just disappear from existence. I love this game. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the mission. This mission made by Mr. Despacito, also known as Depso. Background, a civil war in Cuba has concluded. Now, through the newly elected but still weak Cuban government, opportunity presents itself to everyone around. In an attempt to shape the newly formed government into their puppet, President Cheeto of the Charlan Republic and Premier Yuri of the South Asian Confederation, strike a deal agreeing to provide huge amounts of humanitarian aid, I say that with air quotes, to the people of Cuba, only if their government allows them to establish a military presence on the island. With no other real options, the Cuban government is forced to agree, thus a large-scale humanitarian and, in part, military operation begins on the island. Some countries recognize this as a blatant attempt to enslave the people of Cuba, and after many months of planning, the newly formed coalition begins its operation to once more free the people of Cuba. Area of operations, a mix of open fields, dense jungle and hills, and a few trees. Notes, the UH-60M has 16 steerable parachutes inside. Use them at your discretion. My bad. Game mode is add sector. Op 4 is defending 3 sectors. If Blue 4 at any time gets more people into the sector than the defenders have in the sector, a 90-second timer will count down. If at any point the defenders have more players in the sector than the attackers while that sector is counting down, the timer will then stop and then reset when the attackers then have more numbers in the sector than the defenders. Defenders need to at least defend 1 sector for 50 minutes. and they'll win the game or eliminate all of the attackers, and the attackers need to either eliminate all the defenders or take all 3 sectors by the 50 minutes to win. Mission variables here. You know what, guys? We're missing something. Where's our prediction? Let me put that up real quick. I apologize. We're a little rusty. It's been a few weeks here. Who will win this FNF PvP match? Question mark. All right. Blue 4 is attacking. Op 4 is defending. And we'll set that for 15 minutes. All right. Back in the swing of things. Let's go. I don't offer server crashes because that's a rare thing to see in FNF. It's usually an OFCRA thing, but yeah. Anyway, medium anti-tank settings. Is there an echo on either side? There is. So both sides get a launcher with 2 additional rounds per launcher and player. And I just saw someone fall off. Interesting. Let's go ahead and look at Op 4 since we're over here first. They have a Vietnamese army camouflage set for the defending force here. Loadouts are going to be a mix of AK-47s and AKS-47s. Interesting. PM handguns, RPKs, PKPs for their machine gunners. Light anti-tank's going to be the RPG-26. Crew and aviation get a choice of PPSH or an AKS. Interesting. Otherwise, nothing on crew served weapons here. Their assets include an Mi-8 cargo helicopter, a BTR-80, 3 UAZ Dishkas, and 3 static Dishkas. Dishkas have 50 rounds per box. They have 5 boxes total for 250 rounds. Between everything. Quick math right there. UAZs have the same amount. Otherwise, Blue 4, their loadouts are going to be a Philippine Naval Special Camouflage Group with Tiger Stripe. Otherwise, I'm going to scroll down to their DMR. It looks like it's going to be a Mark 14. I'd imagine Op 4's is probably going to be an M76 or an SVD, but we'll see that in a second. Breaking down this roster here, you have your platoon leader, platoon sergeant, squad leaders, team leaders, auto rifleman assistant, grenadiers, grenadier IR. GRIR kits have the Hunt IR 40mm grenades that you fire from an underbarrel into the air. It deploys into a camera, gives you a nice bird's eye view of the map. You have your machine gunners, machine gunner assistant, combat engineer, which have the choice of 4 different types of explosives, 2 explosive satchels, 4 explosive charges. Both of those you can convert into throwables, by the way, or 3 AT mines or 4 tripwire mines, 2 being tripwire HE mines that almost always kill people, and 2 flare mines. You have your light anti-tank, your medium anti-tank 1 and assistant. Medium anti-tank 2 and assistant isn't a thing anymore. Same with RI, RAS, and SMP. Those aren't a thing anymore. DMRs are 1 per squad. And crewmen, pilots, medics, and the base kit. Loadouts for Blue 4 are going to be HK-416s or M4A1s. Glock 17s is their secondary. Light machine gunners get the 249. Medium machine gunners get the 240 Golf. Light anti-tank is going to be a single-shot disposable M136, and then crew and aviation get a choice between the MP7 submachine gun or an M4A1. Nothing on crew served weapons for them. They get the group, they get the UH-60. Looks like it has its side door miniguns, 4,000 rounds per gun. No reload. It's just a giant box of ammo. They get 2 AAVPs. I'm assuming the Mark 19 is going to get replaced with a 7.62 coax instead because FNF does not do autocannons or GMGs, which stand for grenade machine guns. And then we've got 5 transport Humvees, 1 M2 Humvee, actually a 240 Humvee, my bad, 3 transport trucks, and 2 M2 transport trucks as well that have 400 rounds of 12.7. Otherwise, looking over at our commanders today, Op 4 is going to be commanded by Slushy for the first round. Interesting. He was minesweeping with me in DayZ this morning. Kiri's going to be his 2IC, Tilsiter is going to be his 3IC, and Lolo is going to be the medic. Kabubi Face is going to be leading Alpha, Steve is the marksman, and the marksman rifle for Op 4 is the SVD. Patriot leading Alpha 1 with Olaf, Colin, Kevin, Shy, and Vagrant under him. Rufy leading Alpha 2 with Mutant, Reavers, Insanity, H2PW, and Sam under him. Swola leading Bravo with Wombat as the 2IC, Major Con taking the marksman role, and Eric taking the medic role. Wheaton leading Bravo 1 with Ash, Banks, Oliver, Daedalus, and Gazag under him. Sal's leading Bravo 2 with Misfit, Night Owl, and Dying Bush under him. King from Pega Pirates leading Charlie. Novix as his 2IC, Cake here as the marksman. Guy Fieri leading Charlie 1 with Flux, Korvac, Artisan, and Bayan under him. And there doesn't appear to be a Charlie 2. Aslan leading Delta. Actually, no. He's the medic. Pierce is leading Delta. Meerkat leading Delta 1 with Fonz, Nolik, Daz MG, and Wickfin. And there is no Delta 2. Valitarian leading the Echo group, which is the medium anti-tank team. Azali is going to be the medium anti-tank gunner with Flaninja as his assistant. So that team has 4 rockets total, 2 with the gunner and 2 with the assistant. One last thing I'm going to do real quick, I need to add the FNF command for people that want to potentially jump in because they do take solo players. Now, looking over on Blue 4 here. Nafs is going to be the commander.
Are you here?
Wait.
What else are you here? I dare you.
So that's Malin, who's the admin right now, playing as the purple guy. I'm going to look real quick. Okay, so Dingo's going to be commanding. Dingo is the head honcho of the EU branch. Like my sound guy, he'll appear for a few weeks and then disappear for a few weeks and then reappear for a few weeks. So it's funny to see him back. But anyway, he doesn't have anyone in his command team. It's just going to be him. Nafs is going to be leading Alpha with, looks like he's merged Alpha together, which is why we have an Alpha 1 down here. So Azariah under Alpha 1, he's going to join into this Alpha group with Nafs, Cats, Grav, Puma, Nemesis, and Whiplash on this side. Bravo being led by Norris with Kermit as the medic. Fairchild being the marksman. Their marksman rifle is going to be the Mark 14, as I called earlier. Bates going to be leading Bravo 1 with Iqbal, Ice Claws, Harrington, and Montgomery. Bravo 2 being led by Duke, Ellie, Scott, Bonkers, Jabby, and Mogsy. Charlie's going to be led by Andriy with Warkus as the marksman and Cheviak as the medic. Taurus leading Charlie 1 with Asada, Frost, Bard, Jeckler, and Bobk. Under him, Pro Hunter leading Charlie 2 with Thompson, Stefan, Crazy, Gogu, and Rodrig under him. Delta looks like they've merged everything together. Just in the Delta group, you got Pingus leading Petrosky, Giovanni, MFL, Skipu, Rudy, Philip, that's it, and Arbaq. And then your Matt team under Echo is Yanni leading with Iander, who else but taking the AT role there, and Nimia and Alexander being his assistants, so that team's going to have 6 rockets total. Syek and Depso taking a Gamma crew, so I think they're going to be a dedicated crew for the vehicle, because Gamma are usually vehicle operatives, and then Oddball and Zach under Hotel. Those are usually, Hotel roles are reserved for aircraft. So we'll see if the other AAVP is either kept in reserve or taken by a squad to utilize. We'll see how the 50 cal transport trucks are taken. We'll see how this Vic is also taken. That vehicle crew could also be dedicated just to use that instead of an AAVP. It's entirely, I don't know. Could mean anything. Why does it say DayZ on the top right corner? What the hell? That's weird. I have no idea why it said DayZ on the top right. There was a text box with that written. Huh. That has a lot of bad implications. Huh. I'm going to assume that was me misclicking something, and when I was perhaps changing the category. DayZ FNF, yeah, right? That would be something. I think I might have accidentally made that somehow, but I'll check my remote desktop protocol and make sure nothing funky happened. But I'm assuming that was just something silly on my part. But who knows? Maybe someone broke into my computer. Yay! Anyway, those are the 2 sides we have for today. Facts to take note. I mean, we have the head honcho commanding for Blue 4, so that represents something in my book. We got Scandi Recon and Force on Blue 4. However, Op 4 does have Papega on the defense. Slushy is a decent commander, but not one of the more common ones we see, so we'll see how Slushy handles all this stuff. We have our 3 AOs here. One appears to be some sort of factory with some custom built up around it. We got some ridge rock lines here as well to help cut the open fields here to prevent Op 4 from locking down this area. We also have a bit of a custom, what is this, a bunker network? Bro. That's in the sector. That is awesome. All right, so Op 4 have this little bunker area to defend. That's dope. We have a timber storage facility over here. Looks like I don't see anything custom with that, but it has a nice perimeter here, as well as a lot of open fields around it that can easily be locked down. And then we have an old military compound that also has a decent front line around it. It's attached to a city, though, which means the city also needs to be defended. So this one, I think, is the toughest one to defend here. But Op 4 having that underground network to also hold is pretty damn dope. I'm assuming you're going to have to, like, toss grenades down here. There's 2 different entryways, though. I could see that getting camped really easily, though, but there's also a way down right here. Oh, man. I really want to see PvP in that facility, and I'm going to be really disappointed if I don't. But they put 3 different entryways down there to prevent camping, but we'll just have to see how all that plays out, but that is awesome. All right. Otherwise, how Blue 4 would assault this AO with their vehicle convoy, I would assume they're just going to basically drive in, probably take a early dismount somewhere, going on foot, utilize the tree areas here for cover, utilize their vehicles for overwatch. But there's just, with an AO this size and the objectives spaced out, granted they're all within a kilometer of each other, I feel like there's just so many different routes Blue 4 could take to get in. I'd assume the safest one would probably be going around here, coming in through the jungle area here, and then immediately hitting the old storage facility, then going out and hitting this compound, and then assaulting from this point of cover into here. There's still some open areas they'd have to lock down, but I think they could do it. And there's, you know, some decent overwatching elements as well. Plus, this small little military complex right here could be a nice springboard position. But Op4 seems to be defending all 3 positions evenly. So if Blue 4 are cautious, but they, you know, just openly assault the positions one at a time, they could easily overwhelm and defeat the positions in detail. But if they're too spaced together, Op4 could get some pretty nasty multi-kills in those charges and whittle down the attack that Blue 4 could provide before Blue 4 can be effective with it. So, I don't know, man. This could really go either way. I'm excited for it, though. If Op4 loses, I blame Slushy. Well, yeah, I mean, usually the commanders are at fault, but at the same time, for FNF specifically, you need to understand the commanders really only have control at the beginning of the game. Once the shooting starts, usually things devolve very, very quickly. So I wouldn't fully blame Slushy, except if it's a fundamental issue with the plan. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think he needed to divide himself between these 3 objectives. I think he could have put everything on one objective, especially this bunker-style area, had half of his force garrisoning the top, half the force garrisoning the bottom, or even leave a squad so they can counter with these UAZ groups because they're really good at raiding. Any fast attack vehicle with a gun on it is usually designed to intercept and eliminate forces as they come into the AO. So, just based on the divide here, I think he could have picked a different strategy, and I'm worried he's going to spread himself too thin here with this operation. But otherwise, we got Blue 4 dividing into 2 different groups here, and we also have the helicopter deploying, but it doesn't have any infantry in it. So Blue 4 is going to stay entirely on the ground for this one. Scandi is on Blue 4, Pepega is on Op 4. Pierce is on Op 4 because I know some of you have a streak of betting against him. But we'll just have to see how this goes. I see, Zin. I see. Looks like Blue 4 is mainly going for a northern push here. They got 1 squad going on the south, so I think Dingo's going to be keeping most of his forces together. We do have a dismount over here. So either they're changing positions or they might have gotten stuck or something. So they're going out with that. Now, right off the bat, usually we want to keep the helicopter away from your forces because you don't want to give away where your units are coming from. But I think the helicopter right now is just doing aerial recon. Yeah. So pilots watching left, gunners watching right. I do appreciate that. They're doing some aerial reconnaissance of their route to make sure there's no vehicles coming in to ambush the attacking vehicles as they get into position. That's really smart. We might possibly see a dismount around here, and they might take this forest to come in, and then they can move area to area. Why is there a wounded guy over here? There was a wounded member here. I don't see a death. I think someone fell off of a building or something because, you know, it's FNF. Of course they're going to do silly things like that. Speaking of, I need to prep my, my sticky note for timestamps because, you know, when someone does something incredibly silly in this game, why not timestamp it? It does look like Blue 4 is going to go for that bunker first, but we need to see where these forces dismount, and it looks like they're dismounting here. At least Grav tried to, and he dismounted too quickly.
Look at this.
Oh my god.
Securing the perimeter.
Wow, spacing line. Holy shit.
So they're going to dismount here and move along those trees. Not a bad call. We have another group that's dismounted right here. And it sounds like that helicopter's starting to engage. And we got these two transport trucks on the southern side. So that's the UAZ firing. At that range, it's very unlikely to hit that Blackhawk. If anything, they're just giving their positions away. I hear Slushy's voice has command. He's going to be... Yep, he's ordering his units not to fire because at that range, it's not really going to do anything. I hear pistol fire, though.
I think he's dead.
Ah, because Korvac fell.
He's alive.
Amazing.
He's not dead, he's just down over here.
Why do you keep shooting? I'm not. Fuck. That's how it can go.
I'm back out.
Ah, yes, here we see Pepega in their natural habitat. See, Slushy ordered them not to shoot, and they're still shooting. I love it. I don't think they're DDoSing Twitch anymore. I haven't noticed any issues compared to 2 days ago, and today seemed to be the same. Yesterday there was some hiccups, but that's to be expected. So they got the AT team watching over here. Interesting. So the infantry aren't going to take that route in. They're going to come around down here and push in through this side, perhaps? That puts them in a bit of a bad spot in the valley, but if they wanted to go all the way over there, they should have just kept driving and dismounted in Santa Rosa instead. So that's just going to create a really long walk for them. But then you also have this Humvee, the Echo Team's AT, coming in on this tree line. I think Dingo's playing this a little too cautiously because he has the ability to do air to recon his route. And then you've got more Blue 4 deploying all the way back here. Huh. Had a couple issues earlier, but it cleared up an hour or so ago. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see based off of deployment here. But, I mean, Op4, they've got some good picket forces right here to at least see anything coming from the north. But you see these guys changing formation. They're going to head right into there. We'll see if Op4 sends forces out and tries to capitalize on that. Because they have this really wicked 360 going on right here. So they'll be able to spot any attack coming. We'll just have to see how all that's pulled out. That, I mean, just look how off it is. They're at least 30 or 40 meters below it. It's just because at that range, you're not going to make any hits. We got the Echo teams close to each other right here. They're trying to actively scout that tree line.
It's a scout for the enemy. Philippines.
Fucking hell. I knew it was.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Iander. Iander is the AT god. He did that just to scare the shit out of him. Just to remind them that he's here. He's got 2 assistants, so he has 5 rockets remaining. So he has plenty of ammo to just burn on whatever he feels like.
As usual, we have done an excellent job of giving away the enemy's position.
Opt for at least keeping it positive here. They've done a great job of revealing the enemy's position. My god. What do you know? They're not running away. They're creatively pulling back to make a new, establish a new defensive line. That's what they're doing. No casualties on either side. Helicopters still flying around. You got this infantry group now really coming around on these open fields. I do like what they're doing, though. They're sending one guy as a scout before they send their main groups up so they don't get immediately slaughtered. But this is going to be a really slow start. If Op4 is able to hold... Let's do some math real quick. Let's say Op4 holds Blue 4 here for 10 minutes before that position's taken. Blue 4 needs another 10 minutes to maneuver. We're down to 22. Blue 4 is then held here for 10 minutes. Blue 4 is then held here for 10 minutes. They're going to run out of time.
Welcome, shall we?
So if Op4 is just able to constantly delay Blue 4 from even getting into the objectives, I think Op4 is going to be really well established here. So I'm already leaning on Op4 winning this round, but that's just to stalling. So we'll just have to see how the rest of this plays out. So they're actually using strategy? I thought that was impossible. I'm going to be honest, strategy usually isn't pre-planned by the commanders. It just is a happenstance based off of what one side chooses and what another side chooses. Damn it, don't jinx us. No, shh, it's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, so now they're having the helicopter harass because it has 8,000 rounds to do it between the 2 door guns. Now the UAZ's overranging and is short. So they're just gonna contend back and forth. Hey, Ark, what's up? Lolo's doing his best, but he's at least gone through 3 boxes, so he only has like 2 more remaining on that vehicle. They're fine in there. 50-50 on the bet. Nice. What? I can't think of a better way to start 2023 then. So Blue 4, they have a vehicle in a forest area. You almost never want to do that. You want your vehicles to be at the end of open fields, overwatching the entire field. So that's either they want to keep that asset hidden for later, or they're trying to back up Echo, but it's kind of a silly play. All right, so we have Alpha has spotted the main Blue 4 advanced right here. This is going to cause this Blue 4 group to slow down all the way out here. Op 4 could send some reinforcements on this defensive line, but instead, Op 4 are going to immediately pull back. I don't agree with that. I think pinning them there for a minute or 2 and then pulling back would be better, not shooting at them and running, because you want them to buy into the fact that you have a solid defense line here, and then no, don't even use smoke to pull back, just run. Because you want to basically keep these guys pinned here for as long as possible. Because at this point, Op 4 has to run the clock down. Because Op 4 is way too spread out to really play any other type of strategy. So the fact they're going to immediately run up back over here on this objective indicates to me that they might not be able to run the clock down enough in time. This Blue 4 group, I think, is going to be cutting through that area, cutting through this tree line area here, and then attacking this area. So we got a pincer move going, but the northern group is a lot closer than the southern group. So this group getting slowed down is going to basically help that pincer, at least the southern pincer, come in so they can time the attacks at the same time. But then at that point, Blue 4 is going to have to springboard and send half their forces one way and half their forces another way, which, again, I think is going to work out in Blue 4's favor because of how split up the Op 4 garrison is. That pilot's teasing and also being incredibly dangerous by flying low like that, but hey, it happens. Looks like Echo was sighted as they tried to come down along that flank. They took engagement from 2 different areas here. Op 4 is going to repel Echo. They're going to probably go back into the tree line. Smoke head changes, right, O'Mallon? My day's going good. We're going to have a pretty simple day at work here. Looks like Yanni got shot in the leg. He's still bleeding.
Got engaged.
But this is definitely going to be a round that uses the entire time, as Blue 4 is going to basically try to prod in and find a way to get into the AO, and once they do, spread within it. But Op 4, they have a loose but solid defense line where they need to. Their weakest link is the southern position right here. You can just tell by the amount of spaced out units here, but Blue 4 is not going to be going for that one. It is kind of predictable in most rounds of FNF where the assaults are going to come from. So you can almost always disregard the more direct lines of approach. So this helicopter's main goal right now is to basically... Oop! It flew low and the Dishka up here actually got a hit. But it's basically causing all the heavy guns to drain their ammo. That way, when Blue 4 attack through, you know, the open to get to where they need to go, those heavy guns won't be as effective because they'll be, you know, pretty much out of ammo at that point.
You really upset the admin, so the admin's banning you from ever attending again.
It's like if you're in Jehovah's Witnesses. If you fix up one of them, then you're shunned by the community as a whole.
I have no idea what they're talking about. So Blue 4, they've maneuvered off to the left. Again, looks like they're going to be going for this storage facility first. Helicopter's making another pass, baiting out more heavy guns, and some of the machine gunners on the ground. Makes a dive. I think he's trying to make them think he's going down and only to then pull up. He's just taunting them, which is only going to infuriate Op 4 and make them want to continue firing. It's that PsyOps level BS of warfare in your Arma 3 PvP game. But 35 minutes, which means we've had 15 minutes pass. Someone needs to tell that guy that the mod set changed, because Susari is no longer in the mod set, but I digress. 35 minutes remaining. Another 5 to 10 minutes are going to be spent on maneuvering, which is going to bring us down to halftime. And then 25 minutes to take 3 sectors. That's tough. Because we see that Blue 4 is going to be sending both their forces here. If this group were to divert and go for another territory, then I'd get it. But Dingo really is utilizing the full clock here. And I'm just worried that by the time they get to this final position here... they're going to be fighting against Papega, you know, the best of the best on this community server. So, I don't know if that's going to work out. All right, you got machine gun fire going on this position. You got a Dishka firing up at that vehicle, though. UH-60 diving. Oh! Helicopter took a hit. I think she's still going strong. The UH-60 is a pretty tough damage model. Compared to a Little Bird or an MI-8, it can take a lot more damage, and its specific sweet spots that you have to hit are actually a lot smaller. So it can go for a while, but if it makes one bad turn into a heavy gun, that heavy gun will take it out.
Had a big scary turret.
Yeah, so talking about the AAVP buried behind the trees over there.
I mean, we did get a BTR that we never used.
Fine. Actually, if we had the BTR, we would have just murdered that thing just then. Oh wait, it has a machine gun? Never mind. Doomed. Absolutely tragic. I thought it had the big gun on it.
Well, their BTR-80 should have the 14.5mm on it, but I digress. Southern group is moving just at a snail's pace. They're cutting through this area here to then springboard off of that and then go through the tree-lined areas. And then they're probably going to cross on the far right side and then attack this position from the rear, but the other pincer's already right on top of it. You didn't miss much, Cursed. It's just Blue 4 doing a bit of a slow start to come in, but we'll eventually see a proper plan of attack. We'll see how Slushy dynamically moves his forces around as things are attacked. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this group immediately try to pull back to let Blue 4 get a line and only for Op 4 to reestablish a defense network. I would really like to see this underground complex utilized, though. Yeah, UH-60 is literally just harassing. It's not even trying to do anything super threatening. It's just trying to draw attention, and it's still working. We have the MAT team right here.
Yes, how far? 277.
Is he gonna snipe an infantry dude? It was a headshot too! It was an AT headshot! Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Is someone gonna come up and check on him? I don't think there's much to check on at that point. Bro, they're pulling back. Oh. I heard them giving Iander a range, and I'm like, okay, he's actually going to snipe this dude. Oh. I just heard a rocket launch. I'm trying to see where it's gonna land. Got Alpha now pushing up with a vehicle. I just heard a detonation. I think they're firing it up at this vehicle. No. They're firing it at the infantry right here. UH-60 coming back around. Going incredibly low. Definitely teasing down there at that point. Is there a Kaiju mod for Arma? Not that I am aware of. Great AT shot. Disables that vehicle. Driver appears to be down. I think they're assuming his driver is down. I'm trying to find Azariah here. I don't see a wounded marker though. That wasn't Kermit though. Kermit's dead over there, so who's this? Oh yeah, they're dead. It's Grav. All right. Disappeared from my roster. So again, Blue 4 having a bit of trouble coming in. We're at the 29-minute mark. The Southern Pincers starting to move in. I think this position is going to be taken at the 10-15-minute mark max. But by then, it's going to be at the 20-minute mark, give or take. So that UH-60 is actually trying to hit these guys right now. So it's up to Zaki to get a kill here. But this thing is really tough to gun. You can see he's not really getting close there, but that's because the pilot's also maneuvering pretty quickly with that. Blue 4 have actually turned their forces and are now assaulting this position. And this group is moving to assist in that assault. So this group is gonna go for that. By splitting that, I think Blue 4 now has a better chance to not lose to time. I just find it really weird that they're picking this direction to assault from rather than picking this other way, which could have worked quite just as well. Hey, Ghost Wolf, what's up? So Katz here is trying to get some hits here as the marksman, but another marksman's also shooting at him. I had an angle where the wireframe was around his scope. I was about to ask what the hell that scope was. AT fired. Just barely goes over that AAVP. Looks like that turret has been disabled. Blue 4 is going to continue the attack here, but not a lot they can work with. Looks like part of the attack is instead going to go for this objective over here. Oh, you got some people going through the open. They're trying to get on this right side. Patriot might be able to counter that, though, if he's got a good gun. He only has an AK. Gets a kill. Great shot. He's going to have a full team coming around on his side, though. He's got to be careful. Got the UH-60 doing orbitals on that position. Alpha kind of being left to dry here. Yes, they have the vehicle to support them, but the vehicle's turret just got shot out. There's only a handful of them right here, maybe to keep that position pinned, but beyond that, there isn't much else they can do. Now you got Echo coming around on the rear here to assist with this assault. Just about to enter the halfway point on this round. Blue 4 is going really slow here, but maybe they can turn it around. Patriots clipping into that tree. And now he is taking fire, but Kevin and Colin are trying to cover him. Giovanni, we just heard him scream and go down. Looks like Colin was taken out, though. Rudy just got knocked out. Giovanni wakes back up. Grenades going out, some defensive smoke grenades. Kevin gets the double tap on Rudy. Patriot trying to throw some defensive grenades to prevent Blue 4 from moving up. We got another smoke grenade popped. Op 4, I think, are popping those to pull back. Kevin, I think, is still going to stay on Overwatch here. He does have AT. He could fire some AT rounds into that group since they're so closely together. But Blue 4 are definitely starting to encircle this position. Op 4 coming in with a few guys on the flank, though. Seen some GLs pop. They're going way over, though. This group on the rear could definitely do a lot of damage. The whole goal of Op 4 right now is to stall Blue 4 and assault Blue 4's flanks as much as they can. That's a smoke grenade. Unfortunately, this Blue 4 group has now realized they're being flanked and are turning and engaging. UH-60 now flying overhead as well. Looks like the remains of that Alpha group have also pulled back to join Blue 4 in this one assault. 24 minutes remaining. Gogu trying to go on the offensive here. Daedalus bandaging. Gogu might catch him out of position. And he does so. Now you got Wheaton over here. I think you just got a Blue 4 guy there. Double taps. Goes up the rock. Pops a nade. Gets in a fight with Andrew, but he gets knocked out. Andrew with the kill. I still have no idea how to pronounce his name properly. It's like Erie or something. I-R-Y. So yeah, 2 more Op4 guys down here, but they're not really focused on the attack. They're focusing on holding down that defensive line. What's weird, though, is you have Wombat up here who's been knocked unconscious. So did he get hit by friendly fire? And that's why these two are still looking south, because they saw him, so they knocked him out? I don't know. It's weird. Another guy just got annihilated. All right. I'm going to check. Where's Iander? Nope, Iander's only on 1 kill still, so that wasn't him. That was a different dude with AT. Interesting. Now you're seeing Blue 4 charging with smokes? That's a lot of smoke. Looks like the particle effect is different now. Now you got Charlie moving on their advance, so at the 20-minute mark, I'd imagine this position's gonna fall. Hold up. Well, Norris just found that one guy and blew him away. No respawn zone. This is 1 life per round. There's 3 different rounds. And this is only round 1. Blue 4 looks like they just did a breach and are now going to pull in. Steve just got blown away there by 2 Blue 4, but a Martyrdom grenade gets 2 kills right there as well. Steve with that good old 2-for-1 special. A lot of rounds wildly going in. And a house just exploded. And that was Vagrant's building. He's still alive, thankfully, but Blue 4 is playing no games here as they assault this position. So again, great takedowns by Blue 4, but there's still 2 other objectives they're gonna have to go to on top of this. So the more time Op4 can stall the Blue 4 attack, the more likely they're gonna win. Aggressive and loud, the M134 is. That's another satchel thrown by Vagrant. He blows the building up, and then he gets shot in the back of the head as he crosses. So I think he thought Blue 4 were in the zone, but what kind of concerns me is he would have gotten a prompt if Blue 4 was in the zone, because there's no one in the sector itself. So I think he panicked through that. He should have waited until he got a prompt for it, and then thrown that satchel, and probably would have been able to get some kills. We got some crossfire going here. Giovanni firing through this because he thinks he's being engaged from right here. Patriot vaults the wall, doesn't check his right, comes around here. Thompson does not hear Patriot's footsteps. There's Sector 3 being taken. It'll be taken at the 18-minute mark. So you still got Olaf up here as well. He's stuck in a rock crusher. This is round 1. Which is surprising. We haven't had the first round of FNF take the entire time in a hot second. Yeah, Olaf is actually stuck in the rock crusher. That's funny as hell. You got the UH-60 firing at the other position here. Looks like they're abandoning Sector 1 to fully reinforce Sector 2. That's a call made by Slushy. I think that's the best call he can make, though. because he's probably going to think that Blue 4 is going to split and try to hit those two sectors at the same time. So if he reinforces the garrison at one sector, he'll be good. Sector 3 officially captured. Olaf was able to get out of there. Got two Blue 4 members right here. Patriot can't see him through the window.
You got a direction?
No. We're falling back to the north right now.
Yeah, it does look like an admin TP'd him out.
Like rally at do you see the marker on hill 47?
Helicopter's gonna see that position, see it's pretty empty now. Might catch the infantry going up to the other sector because you're seeing Blue 4 now starting to move up.
This dude's a dumbass.
Is he gonna shoot him?
Oh, Timmy's fine.
No, no, not.
And Lang, you're alright?
Alright, do your arm, do your arm.
Had some AT fire. Oh, that hit the vehicle. So that was Op 4 AT.
Right, okay, cool. Good job, good job, good job.
Hey, Sheffy. Yep, so that is the AAVP cooking off. RPG took it out from range. Blue 4 now going to pull forces around right here, assault with this group. That group's going to go around, take that sector. So Blue 4 again dividing into a pincer here. But to hit two, that pincer is going to divide into two separate attacks on the two remaining objectives. This group is probably going to get pinned because that's a lot of Op 4 defending. This group's going to be able to take that and assault from a different angle. At that point, I think Blue 4 is going to defeat themselves in detail. Op 4 is going to win to time. Just waiting to see what those two Op 4 guys do. Now we do have Echo getting into this bunker area. Looks like they're staying in here to try to get some ranges. Yeah. And Iander's still back here waiting on those ranges to be dialed in. Yeah, if only Patriot had some GLs to put on that cluster, that would be something. 15-minute warning called. So UH-60 is actually shooting into that zone, which makes me think that they think they're still Op 4 in that garrison. So that's why they're committing such a large force. Oh, if only someone had AT right here to boop it. Banks did, he's reloading it! Oh, if only. He just lost that golden opportunity.
From what?
Well, if Patriot have gotten together here, they might be able to get on the rear of one of the assaults and do some damage. I would recommend they come in the rear of this assault to further nullify it. Look at this, you got Blue 4 trying to push with smoke grenades. But again, if they get up to here, they'll have a really nice springboard position. But it's getting to that position that's really tough. He's still harassing that line. Banks is like slushy RPG and everything. DayZ humor. But we need to see these two guys advance because they're not going to make any effort here just sitting on that taken position. More AT was just fired. It was a miss. And she's still kicking. We got Major Khan right here hiding out. He's only a marksman, so he's not going to be able to do much in CQC. Azariah, though, he's challenging Korvac in this position. Explosives going off over here. That was a satchel. Lives, it's difficult to say, because at the end of the day, if someone is able to kill a helicopter... Oh, blue on blue. Wait. Oh my god. So the reason they were able to pull that off is they drained all the Dishkas earlier, so now Dishkas won't fire at them, so they don't have to worry about small arms. The engine went off. It usually is happenstance. Coming in a little hard. Ooh. Now, will something RPG it, or will they repair it quick enough? That's funny. But Iander, I mean, he's a very, very good AT gunner. It's really rare to find someone at his level. He's itching for it.
I'm gonna regret this.
Iander's saying he's gonna regret it. Oh dear. Looks like they're pulling back. Helicopter crew could always go back and repair it too and keep it up in the fight. I think Blue Force pulling around over here to potentially move up where Azariah did and get on that position. I think Korvac might have been taken out if he didn't pull back properly. Azariah does have a kill. And there's the body, yep. Here's the thing, 12 minutes though. That Blue 4 group's gonna be able to make it into that sector and take it. They might be distracted by Major Khan. I mean, they could also take the helicopter and like fly it over and land it on that position immediately and trigger overtime. Op4 is falling back into this bunker. I hope Blue Force still has some satchels, because that's what's going to end up happening right there. You got Eric trying to suppress that smoke line to stall that group. Major Khan behind them. And you got Banks and... Okay, Patriot and Olaf are coming around, but Banks started this. He's eliminating Blue 4 on the rear of this assault. Otherwise, you just have suppressive fire going into that Blue 4 group to try to stall them for as long as they can. Now you're going to start having some elements of Blue 4 spearhead in. I think this group's going to be flanked by those three installed. 10 minutes remaining, though. Really could go either way. Got Skipu leading here with Giovanni. A lot of explosives going off. I think that's just Blue 4 throwing a bunch of grenades in this compound. The compound border for the sector is just beyond the perimeter wall, so Blue 4 doesn't realize there's no one in there, because if Blue 4 were to get one player in there, they would know that it's empty because they'd immediately start capturing it. There it is at the 10-minute mark. So it's going to be 10 minutes to take this last area. Slushy's on yelling. Skipu comes around, kills that one Op4 player. Oh, Skipu, come on, that's a trap and you know it. And a frag. Blue 4 being pushed right here. Blue 4 also pushing out of this area because Op 4 is too slow to attack. Sector 1 officially captured now. We got to spend, watch these guys maneuver over to that final zone. There is a Humvee, but that can only take 4 people. They might take the Mi-8 and fly it over. Otherwise, they're going to have to run like crazy. It's going to cost them 5 minutes to even maneuver. Plenty of grenades getting thrown over here. Naf's trying to be aggressive. Skipu also. Here's Nas pushing around. He doesn't check his immediate left, though. What? So Naps gets killed by Zally as Naps kills that guy because he didn't check his immediate left. Major gets blown away. Puma, though, gets headshotted from something. I think Flux. What was that screaming? And I think Op4 are going to be able to hold this. That's amazing, Dingo. Yanni goes down. Banks breaching. Doesn't cover his right. Banks switching to his handgun, only for Alexander to push and take him out. Dingo, did you know that this was a bunker complex over here? Giovanni just breached and eliminated Artisan.
Friendly's inside.
Oh! Yeah, Kane's the one popping these grenades. You just got to kill with one of them. And Giovanni thinks he's being blue on blued here. Yeah. So Op4 is holding out in it right now. There's 3 different ways, 2 ladders and a run ramp over here, but I think that's going to be too long for Blue 4 to reposition their forces accordingly. And even then with the numbers, I think Op4 has the number advantage right now too, so even then, just wouldn't be enough. Satchel's going off on the far right side. Giovanni, I think, just got killed by King. How many kills is King on? Only 3. That's fair. Everyone's starting 2023 strong here. AT fired into Patriots position. Ah, Anders dead. He died in that group right there when Banks breached from the rear. Yanni woke back up. Where's Alexander? He's dead too. Probably got picked off from the defenses up there. King's picked up a 240 Bravo here. Oh, one of the Blue 4 guys just got taken out by Zally. King's gonna come around. Yeah. Yeah. That was expected, wasn't it? How many kills is Zally on? 3 as well. 5 minutes remaining. This remaining Blue 4 group trying to push, getting harassed from the rear. I think that's it. I think this is going to be an Op4 victory. Op4 have way too many forces remaining. 5 minutes left to defend. A big chunk on that garrison and a few guys out here harassing on the side as well. I think it's over. Dingo starting 2023 off with an L as a commander. Ooh. Sorry to say, buddy. I will say this was a bit of a tougher AO to attack, though, compared to other AOs I've seen. But hey, we'll see how other rounds go for FNF today. Yeah, first attack definitely overpowered that AO, but the defenders only had like a third of their force there. Am I covering AFI this year? Can't make any promises, because again, I'm completely redoing my schedule, and I gotta take less of a focus on PvP match commentary unless I start taking some of the highlights and turning them into shorts on the main channel, which I'll consider. But I have way too much match commentary content. And there's only so much I can do in the week. Yeah, when it gets warm again, might as well do some gardening streams. 4 minutes remaining. You got Blue 4 leading here, but their lead element just got taken out. Op4 smoke pushing on their rear here. Lo-fi beats while trimming herbs. knocked out again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is over. Patriot on 10 kills, by the way. Good golly. Olaf on only 1. Major Khan, the marksman, how many is he on? 1 as well. But 10 kills is like a full team wipe. Whew. Honestly, this is just a slaughter. Patriot's gonna shoot Bard in the rear in a second. There's kill number 11 for Patriot. And Cherviak is knocked out. You only have Warkus out there. 2 minutes remaining. That's GG. If I have a moderator on, pay it out to Op4, because it's pretty much over. Even have Kane and other people coming out to counterattack. Everyone's trying to get that last kill. We still got Warkus back there, but this is over. Oh, but not in time for Patriot to potentially be red on Reddit here. Oh, man. 60 seconds. Anyway, guys, we got 2 more rounds to cover, and then I am going to focus on some video editing. And while I do that video processing, I am going to go and work on the DayZ base, at least chopping down all the planks I need. But don't worry, guys, there's still 2 more rounds to do. There's Warkus being engaged. I will BRB 1 second. Apparently Slushy had fun commanding that round. All right, let's go ahead. Get that prediction out. 50-50 on that split. By God, Defenders have won that one. Let me go ahead and get into my rhythm here, and then we'll change up the round itself here. So we will be right back. All right, now I gotta change out my commands. This next round's gonna be Pula. All right, this is round 2. Op 4 is attacking 2 Blue 4 cache sites. Op 4 has an 8% numbers advantage. They have a PRP3 and 2 gases. Well, Blue 4 has an M240. Okay. 240 Humvee, 2 statics, and an M240 with Alright, our map command is going to be pull out. And that should be good. Alright. Excellent. I think that's everything set. How's DayZ? It's good. Just tedious. Just tedious. Again, I think after FNF, I'm going to go work on VOD uploading and scheduling. As I do that, I'm going to chop down a shit ton of planks so I can continue on the DayZ build base. And then when I get bored of editing, I'm going to work on stuff. There was supposed to be a 40K op tonight, but there was a memo that went out saying we're not going to run any ops this weekend for that group because people are still out taking breaks. Saturday, tomorrow, I'm not going to be doing any Zeusing. Instead, I'm going to be playing on Project Tension at 7 o'clock. For those of you who don't know, Project Tension is one of the coolest Arma 3 ops you will ever see. Last time we played Project Tension about a month ago, we were literally playing with an EVA suit system, flying around on a 3D space plane, attacking stuff and mining things from asteroids. It was like a combination of Deep Rock Galactic and I don't even know what else. But it was pretty dope. And then we're also going to be trying Bo Gaming's server. He's starting a new Arma 3 campaign. And I made a promise like half a year ago that I would give it a try. So we got that to go with. So a lot of fun stuff to do on the ground level. And then Sunday we'll be doing a Zeus op and playing on the ground with Project Tension. And then somewhere, you know, in between all of that, we'll be doing plenty of DayZ. We've got a server update tomorrow morning for the DayZ server. They're going to be adding in a bunch of new mutant types and spawns. So I'm hoping to finish the base build so I can then, you know, have fun with that. We're also going to be doing a bunch of soundbite recording tonight. And then I'm going to send those over to my sound guy, and he should be able to get all the sound shuffled by tomorrow. And then, yeah, you know, just having some fun with exploration. Oh, Twitch, I love that name. This is the second game. We're in the intermission right now. We will get into the second game, hopefully in about 10 minute stops. Because intermissions usually take around 10 to 15 minutes in FNF. And then this weekend, I also got to start gearing my guys up to, you know, start running some events. Oh, man. And now we wait. So, how is everyone doing this Friday? We'll see how everything goes. Trying to think, there's some other stuff on the background I gotta do for editing, scheduling. I've got some other stuff for the garden coming today. I'm trying a new batch of plants. I've got a homebrew that I made a few days ago, going really well on the fermentation. Now that I got something solid for apple cider, I'm trying a new yeast brand and seeing if I can get a different flavor profile going with that. Because my goal is I want to try this and another yeast. And then the one I like the most, I'm going to make into a yeast culture and actively use it every month. So I can keep providing myself with alcohol for the other hydrate command. Since you guys seem to like that. And it's much cheaper to do it that way than to constantly buy booze. Because at that point, I will literally only be paying for apple juice every month. Yeah, RG, I hope it goes well. So I'm still trying to stay on the legal side of everything. There's another hydrate, 1 second. So in Virginia, where I live, you can't distill without a license. Now, granted, who's going to stop me? But at the same time, I don't want to tackle too many things at once. Otherwise, I'm going to get overwhelmed. So right now, the 3 hobbies, or I guess the 2 solid hobbies I have right now is indoor gardening and home brewing. The new hobby I'm trying right now is trying to grow enoki mushrooms for a stir fry or a hot pot. So that's the latest project. That's going to take me a few months. And I want to say probably in 4 or 5 months after I get, you know, a few flushes out of that, then the next hobby project is going to be the outdoor gardening in time for, you know, March and April. So I have to build some raised beds. I have to plan out on a map what I want to grow where. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see. But these are all hobbies I do on the side so I don't lose my sanity doing all of this Arma 3, DayZ, and whatever, you know. But it's a lot of work. It's my lifestyle, and I like doing it. I don't like traveling. I don't like going out and seeing other places. I literally just like making my own world and living off of it. Because why not? Yeah, Northern Virginia area, Virginia. Virginia has a lot of very different areas around the state. Haven't you already lost your sanity? When it comes to Arma 3, yes. When it comes to offline, no. I like to be in total control of my world, all right? I like the thermostat set around the 65 to 70 degree range, even though Bloodwing doesn't. I like my purple mattress. I like my soft pillows. I love my blanket. And, I love my hobbies. And I love being able to take a product of one of my hobbies, give it to a friend, and have them enjoy the fruits of my labor. Because holy crap, do I bend over backwards. Let me tell you something. For example, friend of mine who's eventually going to come over because they live in the middle, like central United States. One of their favorite things to eat is ribeye and potatoes. So every 2 to 3 weeks, I bought a big thing of ribeyes from Costco. I have them vacuum sealed, freeze dried in my freezer right now. Every 2 to 3 months, or 2 to 3 weeks, excuse me, I take one out, I grill it, I meticulously write down the time I seared it on one side, time I seared it on the other side, any finishing time I did, what I used to season it, how much of that seasoning, like everything I can think of. I meticulously write it down because I am trying to go for a perfect medium rare, perfect seasoning, perfect everything. Because I'm just that freaking batshit psycho, I guess. But it gives me something to do. It gives me something to focus on and to strive for. Just so I can see them smile when they finally come over and I give it to them. So, you know. That's what I choose to live on, and I hope everyone else can get some sort of satisfaction as they choose on whatever they want to live on. That's all I can say. Total Snarf, good job. Beefy, can you join what? This? Do exclamation point FNF, and you can probably join in time for round 3, which will start any time between 30 minutes from now and an hour from now, give or take. All right, let's see this round. Op 4 starting down in Belalon. We've got Blue 4 defending in the village of Laholo. Wait, what? Loholoho. In Laholoho. And it looks like we have the other cache down at the Gurun airfield, and Blue 4 is spawning in... Oh... So, Op4's trying to destroy a server and a flight recorder. The flight recorder is in a wrecked vehicle in this lake. Blue 4 can spawn where the server is over here and also the airfield here, but they can't go for the crash site to reinforce it. So this will probably be a shorter round because it's only it's a much smaller AO, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we'll see how things go. Yeah, right, bro. feel free to give whatever you want to try, man. That's the whole point of living. Try what you want, don't try what you don't want. And don't let anyone shame you for doing one or the other. That's just how we live. Do I play Antistasi? Yes, on occasion. I haven't touched Antistasi in, I want to say, a year, though. But one of my favorite things to do with Antistasi is to turn it into a Zeus type of game mode where the Zeus just reinforces the existing AI. It makes it more interesting for players that have played various different versions of Antistasi and are looking for something a little more extra. Well, Pinocchio, DayZ always goes on sale every few months, so perhaps in the future, if you save a little bit of money, you might be able to go give it a try later. Oh, right. Shoot. I almost forgot. Let's get the prediction going. Blue 4 is now defending and Op 4 is attacking. So let me get those reflected here. And we'll set that for 15 minutes. All right. Oh, it's not on sale anymore? Yeah, probably because the end of the year sale happened, but that's a shame. Again, there's always next time. All right. Let's go ahead and get into everything here, and let's go ahead and look at our mission brief made by Malin. Mission is called Forbidden Knowledge. Background: an old Soviet flight recorder has started transmitting radio signals out of nowhere. It seems to encode some secrets the current Russian government doesn't want NATO knowing about. Russian forces have already been sent to destroy the flight recorder and the server decoding the data in a nearby village. Game mode is going to be Destroy. Blue 4 have to defend these two objectives before Op 4 can destroy them. Op 4 knows that the objectives are in this zone right here and this zone right here, whereas Blue 4 are going to know the exact positions defined by those two markers. I can see both because I am in a spectator role. Otherwise, looking over at our mission settings, defender build points are 125. That's probably going to be used in the town of La Holo. But otherwise, kilometer view distance, no magnified optics, nor NVG equipment. Both sides have standard medium anti-tank weaponry in the form of either a Maz or an RPG-32. We're going to start with Op 4 because we spawned over with them. They are the modern EMR camouflage kits. Loadout's going to be AK-74s modernized, which is what the M stands for. A choice of a Zensico rail for Western optics or a UUK rail for Eastern optics. P443 Grotch as a secondary. They also have a choice of an AKS, but who the hell is going to take an AKS? Anyway, RPKs for the light machine gunners, PKPs for the medium machine gunners, light anti-tank gunners get the RPG-7. Crew and aviation get a choice of the PP-2000 submachine gun or an AKS. Crew and aviation, crew served weapons doesn't have anything associated with it. Op 4 otherwise have 4 camas, transport trucks, 2 armed gazes. The GMG, the AGS-30 system, is unscripted, so it doesn't work. It also has a PRP, which is only... It only has its smoke generator. I could have sworn the PRP also had a coax turret on the front. Yeah, so a little 7.62 defensive weapon. But this is meant to be a recon vehicle because it also has a flare system that only fires illumination flares. So, a bit of an interesting vehicle choice for that one. But otherwise, they also have 4 transport UAZs that can carry 7 people each. Looking at Op 4's roster, we have Kiri commanding with Slushy as the 2IC. Patriot is going to be leading Alpha. Dingo as the 2IC. Lolo as the marksman. Mackenzie as the medic. Casey being the Alpha 1 leader with Jabby, H2PW, Olaf, and Mutant under him. Rufy leading Alpha 2 with Night Owl Sal's. Dooley, Vagrant, Misfit, and the Dying Bush under him. Norris leading Bravo with Ice Claws as the 2IC and Fairchild as the marksman. Base leading Bravo with Montgomery, Harrington, Drake, and Tisoy Boy under him. Pierce leading Bravo 2 with... Astradan, haven't seen that name before. Nolich, Fonz, Aslan, and Meerkat under him. Scan your recon under Charlie with Nemesis leading. Whiplash has the marksman rifle, and Row 1 has the medic role. Nimia is going to be leading Charlie 1. Looks like they've merged Charlie 1 and Charlie 2 together because I see an officer, excuse me, a NCO rank right there. So Nimia leading Katz, Puma, Iander, Nafs, Azariah, Johnny Finn, Alexander, and Daedalus. I would assume Daedalus is going to act as the 2IC. Anyway, Eric leading... Nope. Well... They disappeared. Eric is the medic for Delta. Delta 1 being led by NASA with Swola, Gazog, and Wombat under him. Wikifin. Wikifin now. He took the I out. Wikifin leading Delta 2 with Major Khan, Kermit, and Banks under him. And we have a dedicated vehicle crew for the PRP, which I don't know why it needs 3 people, but whatever. You got Grav, Sam, and Reapers Insanity all taking that role. Otherwise, Blue 4. Let's go ahead and pan over to their spawn point. That's going to be on the airfield over yonder.
Turn right here, then just go right back.
Blue 4's uniforms are going to be the modern American Navy camouflage kit. So this is just a classic Blue 4 versus Op 4, US versus Russians, but an interesting defensive objective, I'll give it that. Breaking down their roster, you got the platoon leader, platoon sergeant, squad leaders, team leaders, auto rifleman assistants, grenadiers, grenadier IR. GRIR kits have the Hunt IR 40mm underbarrel camera grenades. You fire those in the air, they parachute down, give you a nice bird's eye view of the map. They have normal vision and night vision. Really good for getting your bearings. Anyway, you got your machine gunner assistant, combat engineer. Combat engineers have the choice of 4 different types of explosives. The types are as follows: 2 explosive satchels or 4 explosive charges. They can also be turned into throwables. You also have 3 anti-tank mines as a choice and 4 tripwire mines as a choice. The tripwires are divided into 2 sets. You have a set of 2 HE tripwires and a set of 2 flare tripwires. Really good for the defenders, not really that useful for the attackers. Otherwise, you have your medium anti-tank gunner and assistant. MAT 2, RI, RIS, and SMP are no longer a thing in FNF. The DMR is actually really important, though. Op 4's DMR, as we saw, was the SVD. Blue 4's is going to probably be that Mark 11, that 20-round 7.62x51 NATO marksman rifle. You got your crew lead, crewmen, pilots, medics, and then your base kit loadouts for these guys. These guys are going to be the Mark 18s. They got the Glock 17 as a secondary. Light machine gun gets the M249. Medium machine gun gets the 240 Gulf. I sometimes call it a Bravo, but it's a Golf, but they're pretty similar. At least in the sake of Arma 3's gameplay mechanics. Light anti-tank rifle is going to... Excuse me, not light anti-tank rifle. The light anti-tank weapon is going to be the M136 single-shot disposable AT weapon. Crew and aviation get a choice of an MP7 or an Mark 18 with a shorter barrel. Nothing on crew sword weapons for them. Blue Fort gets a... looks like an M240 Humvee. A single transport Humvee. A sit-down M240 with an E-clan scope, basically with an ACOG on it. Means it can be a lot more accurate. 2 M2 statics, but they're the sit-down variants, and then MRZR transport buggy. Looking on the Blue Force side, we have Korvat commanding. Defso is going to be leading Alpha 1. Syek is going to be his marksman. Duke leading Alpha 1 with Scott, Bonkers, Ellie, and Mogsy under him. Taurus leading Bravo with Cherviak as the marksman. Andriri leading Bravo 1 with Asada, Frost, Bard, Bobek, Warkus, and Americanac. God, some of these names. Pro Hunter leading Bravo 2 with Thompson, Solomons, Crazy, Roderick, and Aim at the Balls. And then we've got Flux from Papega Pirates leading Charlie with Keenas the Marksman. Guy Fury leading Charlie 1 with Artisan, Yano, and Bayans. Charlie 2 being led by Pingus with MFL, Arbacue, Giovanni, Philip, Petrosky, and Rudy under him. Oddball leading Delta with Zach as the group's medic. No marksman taken. That's because there's no marksman in Delta. Deltas for both sides are the medium machine gunner group, so you're going to see 2 medium machine gunners per side. So you got Valitarian leading Delta 1 with Zally and Colin taking those 240 Gulfs, and Flint Ninja being an assistant, basically carrying more ammo. And then you got Lurch leading Delta 2 with Steve and Kabubi Face taking those machine guns, and Kevin being the assistant. Snarf, you just killed somebody in DayZ and then you died. Dane. DayZ giveth and DayZ taketh away. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at the objectives here. So the server appears to be in this building over yonder, tucked away. They got some sandbags reinforcing right here, so we'll probably see the defenders dig some fortifications around this area. They might also try to plug some of these gaps on the choke points. What's also really interesting is... I thought this perimeter wall was more solid, but it looks like it's actually broken up in quite a few more spots than I remember. So that's quite interesting. We also have a play set over here. That's pretty funny. But otherwise, that is that for the map. We could see them put ramps up on these walls here to make it easier for the defenders to go up and down. But with that perimeter wall, that could be really nice for Blue Form. At the same time, that's going to require the entire group to hold it. And then you have the flight recorder in this downed vehicle. It's a VTOL. over here, and that appears to be right there tucked away on the corner, hidden behind that bush. Interesting. Well, you know, to get some good things, sometimes you got to push the bush away to get to it, but I digress. We also have some duds here. That is a World War II era B-52. Actually, no, that might be... That's either a B-52 or a Betty bomber. That might actually be a Japanese Betty bomber. It's one of the two. It's a bomber plane, definitely. And then we also have a C-47 Skytrain. And that's another... Yeah, so one of those is an American plane. The other one is the bomber. It's a B-25. So if that's the B-25, that has to be a Betty then. Could be wrong. Could have sworn. That's the B-52? Ah, man. Well, we got an Mi-8, or that could be an Mi-17 for all I know. Because an Mi-17 is just an upgrade Mi-8. But yeah, a lot of duds there. I'm going to be honest, if this was like a Russian thing, I would expect it to be in the Russian helicopter, not the American V-22 Osprey ripoff, but who knows. So that is a Betty. Okay, well. I'm right. I'm wrong. I'm right. I'm something in between. B-25 has twin tails. Gotcha. Whew. Otherwise, I think Blue 4, I don't see them really defending this area except maybe putting a squad on the ridge and overwatching. But beyond that, I think Blue 4 is going to mainly go for this one. But you can't really defend this type of area. I'd love to see some PvP in here, but I just don't see it happening. But we'll have to see. Meanwhile, for Op 4, I'd imagine they're just going to drive up right here, dismount, sweep and clear that, and then push in, sweep and clear that. Easy as that, in my opinion. B-52 is a jet plane. Why am I thinking that, though? Either way. My apologies, guys. Five minutes to go. I'd imagine, like, the best places to set up those statics would honestly be these little areas right here to give you great overwatch, because I'm not sure sitting down you can then get over this wall right here. They'd have to do a bit of experimentation. But it looks like they're already going for these side walls to get up on them. I wouldn't quit your day job as a Twitch streamer to become an aeronautical historian anytime soon. Thank you, Silent. I appreciate it. You know, I don't think I'd want to do that either.
For that? Over that? Or the 5 times?
Oh, man. All right. Yeah, I mean, them prone like that does give them cover, but...
It's on top.
Beyond that, I'm not sure if they
So
can pull anything else off with this.
I don't care, as long as they're good. Go ahead. Yeah, as long as you mark them, put them wherever you want.
I don't know, we're just going to have to wait and see how Blue 4 decides to defend that sector. They can't come into here, I believe. This is just a search stone for the objective, so that if they wanted to defend it, they should probably run a group again on the Overwatch ridge right here. There's just a risk of it being flanked by an Op 4 offensive. And then Op 4, all they need to do is just push in with their vehicles and take the areas. I appreciate it, Silent. I still have no idea how useful that PRP is going to be, though. I think it's going to be more of a detriment. But we'll have to see. You mistakes some planes, and now you learn a ton. Yep. That's why it's important to make mistakes, so you do learn. Ah, man. But it's weird to make mistakes because in the American school system, you're usually only given one chance to do something and not given any room to make mistakes. So you grow up your entire life thinking you can never make a mistake, and that usually pushes a lot of students over the breaking point, and then they collapse socially, and then everything falls apart under the stress. But hey, statistically, the states are still doing okay, right? Right. Screw the children. It's okay to make mistakes, guys. Liru life story. Exactly. Phrasing. Shut up, Jason. Who do they think those kids are? The future? Yeah, right? If only. Look, here's the thing. I don't really care for politics, but U.S. school system pretty much sucks. Not gonna lie. But hey, when I finally have kids in probably 7 or 8 years, that'll then become my problem, and I will deal with it fervorously, but until then, who knows? Oh, 1 minute remaining. Again, Op4, I see them having 2 different routes here. They can either go up to the right, dismount, take that sector first, or they could dismount off to the left and go. Everything else here I feel like is just a distraction, because these are where the two objectives lie. So there's no reason to go all the way around and flank. They could go all the way around on this left side and then come right here at this crossing point and dismount, but I don't see any reason for them to go north of the airfield because there's just absolutely no point at that point. We are seeing a force split. One squad's going to go off to the right. Maybe they're only going to send one squad to go for that and the rest of their forces right here. But again, I think this is going to be a quicker round than the last round. So we'll just have to see how things go. I mean, Pinocchio, you can just DM me if you're visiting. I don't really care. I don't think I'm really worth anyone's time to maliciously stalk or do something malicious to. Don't get me wrong, I've gotten a few glitter bombs and those were pretty funny, but I'm not that important enough to warrant such negative emotions. I just make people smile. That's all I can live for. All right, but anyway, let's focus back on the round. So Azariah intentionally runs over a road sign. I'm going to submit this to the police and have his British license revoked. But that's a story for a different day. Well, Jason, you know, I'm going to get into composting soon. And, yeah, I mean, I think I can use you and you can help me make some better tomatoes, buddy. How? Don't worry, I'll tell you when you get here. Also, don't tell your extended family where you're going, all right? You know, let's keep it a surprise. Actually, tell them you went to Cuba. Hell yeah, I'll be useful for once. That's the spirit, buddy. All right, so Blue 4, they're sending their 240 vehicle ahead to try to assault the routes. Op 4 is coming in, hopefully get any intercepts. The issue is that the gun that's on that vehicle is a 240 Bravo. 762 isn't able to penetrate most VICs. So it won't do much against the Gazes or the PRP, but for the transport UAZs and the transport trucks, it could do something. But at least it's also gaining intelligence on the fact that Op 4 isn't rushing up on the far right side. So it might turn a left to do that recon. Nope, it's going to turn a right instead. And then after combing around there, it might come around and comb around here and find this group moving in.
Send in Go
Right,
Team
Tiberius.
6 now.
Anything goofy happened yet today?
Not really perceptive. We saw Iander blow someone's face off with a rocket at about 377 meters, if I remember correctly, but hey. Why does the U.S. call the FN mag a 240 Bravo? Because one is contractually made by one company and they call it the 240, and another one's contracted out by a different company and they call it an FN mag. But the reason for that is they're two separate guns technically, but NATO, as part of their defensive military doctrine, all uses the same types of ammo. So everything uses 5.56 and 7.62 by 51. So there's technically different guns, but they're chambered in the same stuff, and we're about to watch this Blue 4 group drive right into an Op 4 element. Let's see how this goes. They hit a rock. Did he just ran over his own guy, and now he's dead. Excellent. Well, the last thing they said on the radio was contacts, and now no one can find them on the radio. So it's safe to assume the contact killed them. Korvac was able to play dead after getting run over. He's going to dive behind this tree and try to medic, but Dingo's looking for blood. Will Dingo find him? Oh! Korvac didn't even have his gun out! Oh! Dingo, please, he's just a boy. Thank God the tree's preventing him from getting executed. And Dingo doesn't... Oh! Korvac! Korvac, no! Oh, that's an Oh, the tree saves Korvac again! The trees are working for Blue 4. Oh, but Dingo engages in C2C. Or CTC, excuse me. Close to tree. Wait, no, close tree combat. That's it. And, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's dead, guys.
Is he dead yet? I don't know. Just keep shooting. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Am I a Reddit dweller? I don't have a Reddit account. I occasionally go on Reddit for advice on a few things. I don't post anything myself, but sometimes when I'm looking for information for things like indoor gardening, homebrew, or any other hobby I want to get into, some of the links of information do take me to Reddit. Which is fine. I think Reddit's a good tool for information, but I also know Reddit gets a big bad rap because of plenty of other BS that happens on it. All right, so Op 4 didn't take any casualties. Blue 4 lost their Wait, that was their commander. No wonder he was such a bitch to kill. Oh my gosh, so Blue 4 doesn't have a command element here. We've got Op 4, they dismounted on that crossing point actually before it, and they're going to walk in on foot, and then this group's going to come in. So it's basically two different attack forces coming on different sides. Probably are going to pincer maneuver and eliminate the garrison at Lahaloho, and then move into this open bank. And Blue 4, surprisingly, has actually opted to defend that area instead of the other one. I feel like this is leaning red right now. God, I want to say the last thing I heard about with Reddit was their, like, art subreddit getting trolled by AI art and stuff, and they shut it down because... I mean, it's the same memes with Discord admins. You just have a bunch of people living in their mother's basements, not really having a life, so they instead choose to take their one little place where they have control and make that their whole life, and whenever that feels threatened, they get very emotional and go with their rage rather than logic, and, well... It kind of is funny to mess with those people. The ones that haven't really achieved that emotional maturity. But, hey, c'est la vie. Aren't you an admin of your Discord server? Yes, but, I mean... if people, like, throw a hissy fit in there, I'm just going to sit there with some popcorn. I'm not going to involve myself. Because I used to do that. And now I've kind of realized there's no point. Because it also attracts the wrong crowd, too. He almost has a wife. He's different. Twitter, I try to be a bit more active on, but that's more of a promotional thing rather than anything else. Plus, it gives me a direct line to talk to Bohemia, other content creators in a public sense, usually to generate hype and buzz around certain things, like Raptor is going to shoot me an invite the next time he does a large-scale public thing. Icebreaker, one of the biggest names in map making Arma 3, told me next week he wants me to give some input on the new project he's working on. You know, stuff like that. Wife's basement instead of mom's basement. You're right. You know, the really funny thing is I am in my basement right now. My office is the basement because there was only one office space in this townhouse, so Bloodwing had dibs because I kind of prefer the basement because it has a lot of space. It's also right next to where my indoor greenhouses are. You know, it's next to all my stuff. Social media used to scare me a lot as well, but again, it's like a tool. You can use that tool for good or you can use that tool for some very malicious things. Everything in life is a tool when you think about it. Wife's better. Roar, that's one way to put it. Unless you're into the stepmom side of Pornhub, in which case it can be both. Good God. When will these two teams shoot at each other before I go and devolve into my own madness? Liru is a basement dweller. Yes. Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it. Bro, I have this IKEA cabinet, and it has a hidden shelf, and in that hidden shelf is all of the cider that Captain Contractor occasionally sends me, dude. It's dope. Now, don't get me wrong. It's important to get out of the basement every once in a while. I go to the gym. I hang out with friends on occasion. But I'm not that much of a social urchin. Again, I like my own space. All right, so again, why are they going for the airfield? There's nothing on the airfield. Like, it's not even that good of a springboard position because you have this massive open area. It's better just to go right up to these hills and get right on top of the objective. I think Op4 Command is kind of... I think he just saw the position at start and maybe thought it was of importance, but really it just served as Blue Force spawn point and staging area. You never need to attack an opponent's staging area because they're not going to have anything there by the mission begins. But do you touch snow? I would, but it hasn't snowed yet. It's all been rain. I love snow. Holy crap. God, I want to... In 5 years, when Bloodway and I are hopefully making a bit more money, I'd love to go and frickin' do snow skiing trips again, man. That was one of my favorites. All right, we got Flux and King doing reconnaissance here.
The squad.
Yeah, but like, why wouldn't the designated marksman want to check his own range?
Well, I mean, I don't think
Or as
squads
a
get
backup.
rangefinders normally. I mean, maybe. You might get like a tiny little...
I think they're shit-talking each other.
Oh.
Yeah, they hear the
DB
PRP
confirmed
moving.
South of Charlie.
I moved to Alaska so I can have better computer cooling.
Do you see anything?
Ah,
They're
safe
on-
zones are
they're
hidden
on.
from each other.
King,
Gotcha, Malin.
southeast, 200 meters, 300 meters, 100 meters. Come, they're close.
Southeast, 200,
Yeah,
300,
from
100
Scottish.
meters.
They're literally right there, King. Whole squad. No, but focus more south. They're about to come.
I'm gonna shoot them, not run from them. Ah,
You
King.
can engage them right here. Show you reference map.
Oh, wow. All right, we got some CQC right here immediately. Oh, cursed. I mean, the Midwest is crazier in terms of weather, but now I'm going to start focusing on this. Will he look down? Because Nimia might look up. You know, there's not a lot of women in this world that scare me, but this one terrifies me. Anyway. That's okay. She's Barbarian's problem now. Cats! Eliminate the skits! Thank you. That's why you check your left. Here comes Nemesis. Oh, skits woke back up. But Skits has a surprise from Nemesis flanks right. Doesn't check behind the rock. Skits is going to end up behind the OpFor defensive line. And Nemesis gets taken out by Skits. Nimia also taken out by Skits. The good old schizophrenic at it again. Hiding and playing dead. That's a blow to Scandy. Oh, man. All right, otherwise, OpFor's attack is a bit staggered here because you got this group going in ahead of the entirety of Delta and Bravo moving in. Alpha coming up from the south. So that's allowing Blue 4 more room for their smaller elements here to actually get more kills than they should be getting, in all honesty. That's because OpFor is committing only smaller groups ahead of the main force. And that's costing them. Got a man down right here. Valitarian took his handgun out. Now he's moving back down. How's Pepega doing? They're recon around. We got a backpack over yonder. Got a drop. Oh, he dropped his radio backpack, I think, to lower his profile so he doesn't attract as much attention. Or maybe it was worried it would poke over. You got Blue 4 Alpha in that 240 Humvee all the way back there. Completely forgot its existence there. And you still have OpFor surrounding this Blue 4 area here. Guys just looked at Naps, but no one shot. What was that? This dude literally looks over and stares at him for like a good second and a half going, oh, wait a minute. Who are you, buddy? They tried. Oh, my God.
Send in GOAT Team 6.
Hey, Korvac.
I'm happy 2023.
I'm sorry the tree didn't save you, buddy, but thanks for the 17-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. All right, OpFor continuing their assault on various vectors here.
Are we secure?
Still Flaninja down here, but for the most part, that area is locked down. No, there's a few Blue 4 stragglers in that compound, and that's who they were engaging. Yeah, I wouldn't be Arma 3 PvP without some friendly fire in almost every round you can think of. There's Flaninja getting into a fight with Azariah. Azariah takes him out. And there's the double tap. So I think eventually OpFor is going to take that area because Blue 4 has way too many guys on Overwatch back here, and I think OpFor is just going to be able to sweep the entire 2 sectors here. It's just going to take a hot second because Blue 4 is so farly spaced out everywhere around here. King was back here trying to harass. He's now gonna run. He is on 3 kills though, so that is pretty nice. And Vic's about to drive on top of him. I mean, Charlie have been given a pretty tall order here. They have to defend this area on their own. So an argument could be made that King is lone wolfing, but he is as close as he can be with his guys. But in order to defend a sector, yeah, and he was with someone else earlier, and I have no idea where they've gone. They might have been killed off, so now he's forced to make this decision. Great grenade throw, knocked out 2, killed 1.
Bro,
What did Flux say? He said bro and then something, and Nessa just mag dumps his face. King trying to run for it. He's taking heavy fire. I think he just got shot in the leg too. Pierce lobbing grenades over. He's got that grenade timing down perfectly. As soon as it hits the ground, it detonates. Now I got this vehicle coming around for him. They're gonna set up a 50 cal static up here and try to use it against Blue 4. Are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work, right? It's definitely how it's supposed to work. Oh, I'm down. What the? I love it. What the hell? It's hopping up back and forth. You gotta love Arma and its random texture issues. Dingo finds Giovanni. Dingo, I can't wait for you to come into my chat and I'm gonna laugh at you about that. Oh my god. Don't play with your food! Execute your food! Oh! GG to the admin right there. You even had a light machine gun! Giovanni's gonna try to snipe that Vic. And he gets the hit. And he's dead by Mackenzie.
I think so, yeah. Double tap.
Alright, push, guys.
Get back.
Did Night Owl just grenade himself? No. Okay. The guy breaching up there, I think that was Mackenzie going up there. Missed through the grenade. Another grenade went up there, blew up one of the attackers. Pingus dodged a shrapnel around his head. I think Op4 is in the compound that has the cache there. We just saw another Blue 4 guy get eliminated by that Op4 sweep. Blue 4 now funneling around, too. And there's that one destroyed. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a smoke grenade. And he's still holding. That's a frag. And Pingus's triangle disappears. Yeah, not much you can do at that point. So anyway, that was the laptop server, which has left a floating laptop anomaly. Excellent. And now Op4's pushing into this sector. They're fighting with Delta. I don't understand why Blue 4 pulled out all their forces. Like, what's this group doing? Why is it going all the way around right there? It's better just to try to lock down the remaining objective at that point. And you got Blue 4 Alpha pulling back. Do they have any AT? Because you got the PRP right here literally doing nothing. It's got like a limited arc right here to Overwatch. Do they have an explosive specialist? No. Yeah, they can't do anything to this this Vic. Some additional Blue 4 trying to come in here. You got the Gaz coming around right here. A little bit on blue, or maybe they're trying to fire on Whiplash's position. It's tough to call. And then you got these Op4 guys. They're going to basically head into that zone unrestricted and try to find where the, crash site has it. But then you got these Blue 4 guys close behind. And the remaining Op4 guys are just cleaning up what's here on Blue 4. Massive Op4 push heading out of this sector. They're also going to head directly into the zone. And I think this round's going to be over in 10 minutes tops. So you got Op4 doing some medical on their own guys here. Whiplash. That's not his body because he had a marksman rifle. He pulled back. Oh, and now you have this massive Op4 push to that crash site. They're going to probably go cautious, thinking that Blue 4 still has some forces left. Whiplash locking down that line so Crazy doesn't breach in. Pierce now overwatching because he heard that gunfire close. Crazy gets hit in the leg and knocked down, but he gets knocked into defilade, so Op4 can't finish him off. These guys are literally following the PRP in. This is funny. Sam does have a kill, which means they did use the turret to at least get one knock. Slushy's double tapping bodies. On 2 kills, not bad. Blue 4 just getting cleaned up here. It looks like Blue 4's northern group that was coming around has decided to pull back instead. That grenade knocks out Fairchild, who's also a marksman. But it looks like that Grenadier round just killed that Blue 4 guy. So I think Crazy just got a friendly fire kill. Yep. Excellent. Trying to put more GL rounds on Fairchild, who's trying to smoke his own position. And I think that round finally got him. He did. And you still have Blue 4 right behind this vehicle. They can't do anything to it because they don't have anything to blow it up with.
I love the straggly.
And you can hear them from outside of the vehicle. I hate that RHS patched this a year ago, but you could crawl under the Vic and look up, and you could shoot people. Of course, that would probably get you banned in FNF, but hey, if you need a solution. Is it gonna push in? Now they can use their cannon. But yeah, these Overwatch elements firing down on infantry over here. And they're just checking the wrecks otherwise. H2W taking fire from his rear. They're trying to pop grenades on it, I guess. And they got flare mines going off here as well. So now the PRP is trying to hit the blue 4 element across the river, this little lake here. And they're still trying to put grenades on it. And the crew has no idea what's going on. Yeah, now they're checking behind them. He's looking for any infantry around him. I think he just spotted one. So now they're backing up. Oh, that's hilarious. Thought I just heard some AT launch, but that was not it. Olaf, though, he's really close to this wreck. He could go out and take out that flight recorder. This is probably going to be the match right here. Oh, did not see it. Ah. I'm not sure if that's going to work because he didn't get it in. Well, it worked. I think it worked a little too well there, though. Worth it, I guess. I do agree with that statement. As long as you can do the objective, it's worth it. Who hosts FNF? They themselves do, and you can sign up by joining their Discord for, yep, someone already posted. Thank you, Air. All right, we'll be doing one more round here. We're going to wait for the commands to change up. And let's get that going. I'm also going to change up my music because I think I'm sick of walking the park at this point. There we go. Let's go ahead and shift up our commands here. So the music is going to be that command now. And it's Kujari as our last map.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
All right, this is round 3, and let's tab in and have a look. Simple infantry fight.
Send in goat team
5% numbers
now.
advantage, and there are no assets. All right, that's all those commands updated. Ketchum, thanks for the 9-month resub, my friend. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Let's go ahead and pay out our prediction from the previous round. That was an Op4 victory. All right, and now we're just going to basically wait for the final round to be calculated here. We'll probably be done in about an hour, and then I'm going to give myself a break, shower, have some dinner, take care of a few other things, and then we should be good. I'm actually going to BRB 1 second. There's a few packages Bloodway and I are expecting, so I just want to make sure they're not waiting at the door. had to go grab them. We don't really have a porch pirate problem, but, you know, I don't want it to start. Next stream, again, I'm going to shoot for about 9, so I'll give me like a 2.5 hour break to get stuff done. And we'll see how all that goes. Another hydrate, cool. Better safe than sorry, exactly. All right, cool. I don't know, Yanni. Shit happens. That's all I can say. All right, we're down to 85 players, so I'm going to take that part out of the title. Instead, it made another part go on the title. That's cute. All right, that's updated. And we'll be on our 3rd round. But again, goals for today is just to do some video editing, prepare Sunday's mission, get that announced. And I don't know. I have a lot of other small utility things I got to do and whatnot. Because you can sell that shit for easy money, yeah, right? Ay, ay, ay. I wish you could just put a sentry gun on your porch, but apparently it's... these funny men in hats came and told me if I did it, it would be quote-unquote illegal. But, you know, technically anything's legal as long as you don't get caught. I'm just saying. Oh, man, it's going to be a 3.5 hour stream at this rate. No, bro, I was... never mind. Goober. Tear gas turret. Flashbang turret. How would that even work? That wouldn't be a turret. That would just be a mechanism. Where if you don't go up your porch a certain way, it triggers a flashbang. Stun gun turret. You make a remote to turn it on and off. Ay, ay, ay. Maybe you tried the Rambo Roomba. It's a Bowie knife duct taped to a Roomba and an overclocked high speeds for tactical charges. No, if you're going to get a Roomba, get a Claymore Roomba. That one's a lot easier. It's a bit messy to clean up, though, but hey, that's the price for security, right? Just leave a glitter bomb on your porch? Yeah. The Rambo Roomba's multi-use. You're right, you're right. But if you get it under insurance, then you can just take the insurance money and get a new one. So technically... Well, here's the thing, Yanni. I'm going to get really grim for a second here. If anyone breaks into your house and you have to defend yourself, if they survive, they can sue you. And funny enough, they actually have a solid chance of getting something out of you in civil court, even though they break into your house. So if you have to defend yourself, unfortunately, you got to make sure that you put them down. And that's the thing you got to really consider if you're willing to actually do. That's the really messed up part about this country, is that. That's why I hope I never have to be in that situation personally, but Yep. Welcome to the United States. It's pretty messed up. Because there's plenty of case law here where someone breaks into someone's house, gets wounded, and then they sue the home defender. And not all of them win, don't get me wrong, but a good third of them do. Because the burden of proof in civil court is so low. Ugh. Exactly. Own a musket for home defense. I think everyone's seen that copy pasta, you know, just as the founding fathers intended. Jesus. Ah, man. No, I didn't, Bror, but I haven't fired it in quite a bit. He's talking about my father and I occasionally go shooting. For his birthday, I got him a shit ton of handgun ammo. And he wants to give me one of his Glocks, a Glock 17 for home defense. But unless I fully extend my damn arms with that thing, it always jams on me. It really does not like it when I do not fully extend my arms. But my God. All the other guns that we fired that he has, totally fine. But that one just hates me. But he's like, what? Like, what? I don't see how you're having a problem with this. And he'd take it from me and just, you know, empty mags out down range and not have a problem with it at all. And he would even tuck it in closer to himself. And it's like, okay, it just hates me, dude. Just hates me. It's caused by limp wrist. Well, at least I have more than one limp issue then. Sometimes my foot gets a little soggy. I don't know what you were thinking about just now, but, you know. Yeah, Nya Fire. Yeah. 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 Look, if you really need to do something like that, grab a kitchen blade or grab a pocket knife, wipe it down for fingerprints, use something to cover your own fingerprints, get it in their hand, curl it around so you can at least make a self-defense claim at that point. Just make sure there's not any identifying marks that trace it back to you, which is why I wouldn't say do it as like a handgun or something, because if you have legal handguns, then it's going to be traced back to you and you're screwed at that point. If you have an illegal one, then you're good. But again, make sure that it's wiped down a fingerprint so it doesn't trace back to you. Again, there's a lot of ways to get away with a lot of stuff, but you have to be smart about it. Orange, don't worry about it. We're just waiting for the next round of Friday Night Fights to begin. We're talking about home defense. We have Herbie the Beetle with a mind of its own, and now Goober the Glock with a mind of its own. Shut up. That's why you should have a few illegal guns. Oh my God. I'm going to get in trouble for all this, guys. God damn it. Liru legal tips. Look, I'm going to be honest, at least for some illegal things these days, there's a lot of decriminalization of certain substances going around the states. I'd imagine that by the next 5 years, you're going to see a massive amount of decriminalization over a few things because that's just the way the wind seems to be blowing. But in terms of weapons, that's always going to be a struggle. But it used to be 10 years ago, you'd actually really have to look or really crawl on the deep web for that type of stuff. Nowadays, you just need a buddy with a 3D printer and a CAD file, and you're good. Liru Legal Eagle. Yeah, exactly, Fire. Oh, well. Yeah, Natty. I mean, in the States, it depends on where you live. There's some police precincts that are really, really great, are really, really good at outreach with the community, have a strong relationship with their community ties. And then there's others where They don't. Simple as that. They just don't. But, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, exactly, high altitude, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm no legal expert. I just binge watch Law and Order. That's all I know, and you know, plenty of YouTube videos too. But let's get off that topic. All right, Blue 4 can assault from 2 different areas here on this sector. We have Green 4 defending 3 different points. I've seen so many AOs done in this town, it's not even funny. So we'll see how it's changed up this time. It's Kujari, right? Classic map. I got really nothing else to say until the round begins. I'll be honest, too. I don't really control what happens on the topics I talk about on this channel, because I don't really care to police it unless it's super bad. I just let you guys kind of bounce off me and we go from there. But let's get off the topic, because Twitch is being a bit more of a hard ass these days. YouTube is especially being more of a hard ass these days. I want to be a little safer when it comes to that stuff. So, you know, let's try not to get banned here. Because my backup option for making money is, well, it's going to be difficult. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at our mission info. Briefing for this. This is a mission made by Banks. East Africa, the near future, a group of rebels calling themselves the Kujarians Freedom Fighters, Green 4, led by the charismatic former Kujarian Army General Cyrus the Lion Mwangi, have captured a small town of Gyudam Chichonkyo. I butchered that. And have set up radar stations in order to direct their AA sites onto air traffic, both civilian and military. Due to a clear disruption to CIA interests in the area, U.S. Command has sent a company of Marines, Blue 4, to in assault boats to disperse the KAF men and disable the radar towers. So it's, I think, an ad sector fight. If we look into game mode, 3 terminals to hack. Hack time is 90 seconds. If at any point the defenders lose a terminal and it's being hacked, the defenders can interact with the terminal and pause the timer. Mission variables here, 50-minute round, 50-minute safe start, 800 meters of render distance. Defender 4 to 5 points is 175, 50 over the average of 125 build points. Medium anti-tank settings, I think is neither, it said. Do I have a... Nope. There's no echo on either side, so Matt doesn't matter. Blue 4 are going to be your modern Marines woodland camouflage kits. Breaking it down, you got platoon leader, your sergeants, squad leader, team leader, auto rifleman, assistant, grenadier, grenadier IR kits. Have the Hunt IR 40mm camera grenades. They fire those in the air, deploys a little camera and a parachute, slowly falls to the ground, gives a great bird's eye view of the map. Machine gunner, assistant, combat engineer, which has the choice of 4 different types of explosives, 2 explosive satchels or 4 explosive charges, and they can be throwable. You have your 3 AT mines or 4 tripwire mines, 2 RHE, 2 R flare. You have your medium anti-tank gunner, which again doesn't matter here. RI, RAS, and SMP don't matter. They were part of a group called X-Ray that's now defunct. Designated marksman for Blue 4 is going to be the Mark 11. Crew lead, crewmen's, pilots, medics, and base kits. Loadouts here, they're Marines, so they're going to get the full auto M27 IAR or a choice of an M4A1. M9 Berettas for their secondaries. Light machine gunners get the M249. Medium machine gunners get the M240 Golf. Light anti-tank weapons are going to be the M136. Again, there's no vehicles on either side, no assets at all, so light AT isn't really going to be that useful unless you want to get a free snipe. And then you have the MP70, M4A1 for crew and aviation, but again, it doesn't matter because there's no none of those kits. Assets here, they have assault boats, some wooden boats, some rafts, some more wooden boats, and some more assault boats. Looking over on Blue 4's roster, we have Corvette commanding. Let's see if we can get some retention from the previous round. Also, there's no prediction. My bad. Let me put that up real quick. Sorry, I'm rusty, guys. Blue 4 is going to be attacking. It's been a few weeks since we've done PvP commentaries, so please pardon me. There we go. Well, so these rafts can easily get destroyed by machine gun fire, so you don't need AT for it, you just need to mag them. But we'll see if Korvac can redeem himself as commander here. Rufy is going to be his 2IC Depso leading Alpha, Syke as the 2IC Major Khan as the marksman, Kermit as the medic, Eric beating the Alpha 1 lead with Swola, NASA, Wheaton, Wombat, Banks, and Gazag under him. Oddball leading Alpha 2 with Tilsitter, Zaki, Dooley, Lurch, Artisan, and Bayant under him. Norris leading Bravo with Fairchild as the marksman, Ice Claws as the medic, Bates leading Bravo 1 with Colin, Waldo, Tizoy Boy, Daedalus, and Harrington under him. Ellie leading Bravo 2 with Jabby, Mogsy, Duke, Dine, Bush, H2PW, and Scott under him. Grav leading Charlie with Yano and Vagrant under him. Nothing else, so they're probably just going to be a marksman team. Let's go ahead and jump over to Green Force. Leshy is once again leading. He's gone, I think, 2-0 tonight. So let's see if he can go 3-0. I can't think of any other commander that's gone 3-0 in an evening, though. So let's see if he can do 3 for 3. Kiri's going to be his 2IC. I think he was commander last round, though. But, you know, in terms of command stats. Patriot leading Alpha, Dingo being the 2IC, Sam, Olaf, Casey, Rapers, and HP Mutant have merged under them. Sam's being the marksman in that group, so it's just one fire team that's joined in. Pierce leading Bravo with Fonz as his marksman, Aslan as the medic, Bravo 1 led by Wikifin with Nolich, Meerkats, Kazetto, Pingus, and Albert Q under him. No Bravo 2. Kabubi Face leading Charlie with Steve as the marksman. Charlie 2 being led by Pro Hunter with Aim at the Ball, Solomon's Crazy, and Roderick under him. Delta has Scandi Recon with Nemesis leading Cats and Iander as the medic. Azariah leading Delta 1 with Flash Naps, Puma, and Nimia. Valitarian leading Delta 2 with Daedalur, Flaninja, Skeets, and Zali. I don't see any Pepega Pirates. I think they've called it quits for tonight. So it's going to be Scandi dominance on the Green Force side. Looking over at Green Force gear, their uniform is going to be the militia kits for deserts. They've got AKMNs and AKSs, PMs as the secondary handgun, RPKs for the light machine gun, PKP for the medium machine gun, light anti-tanks in the RPG, crew and aviation doesn't matter. Assets, well, I stand corrected. There appears to be some very powerful weaponry, but it doesn't have any ammo. And it also doesn't have any ammo. That's a lot of 0 rounds there, Chief. Maybe the next one will have ammo. It does not. Maybe the next one. Nope. How about that one? Nope. No rockets. So that's just for decor. And he's stealing the wheels off of the vehicle. Interesting. We'll see if they make a wheelcade. Otherwise, Terminal 1 is over at this radar site over here. Terminal... Okay, no, it's technically Terminal 2. So Terminal 1 is at this radar site right here. And then Terminal 3 is, guess what? At this radar site over here. Supposedly, Scandi can see Blue 4 spawn. That's pretty funny. Because there's 2 different spawns that Blue 4 can take. I think I see an issue here. I don't really know. I can't really see it, though. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I feel like there's a slight Blue 4 issue here. It's still down there. But something just appears to be off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just getting this funny feeling. Something doesn't seem right. I love the little swim animation, though. Honey, I don't stream with the camera because put some clothes on. Why? Okay. I mean, you look really hot as fuck in that, but why? I like it. I'm streaming.
We've upset Malin. Everyone. Oh no. Everyone, we've upset Malin. Oh no.
It is.
I just saw the fucking message from Malin.
I have work tonight, and you're wearing that. Okay. Hi. How are you? It's great. FNF's going great, honey. Thank you for asking. It's good? Yep. You want to describe what you're wearing? I can't really either. It's clothes, but a massive lack of clothes. Oh, yeah, hydrate, eh? Okay, great. Great, I'm good. Mm-hmm.
Take mission modes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye. I can see it's a chain, honey. Might want to shut those curtains. Yeah. Well, Blue 4 is eventually going to get... Don't you laugh at me, woman! Yeah, you're not wearing... Ay.
Yeah, Bravo. You guys are not Alpha Red.
Hey. Yeah. How do I even describe what the hell I just saw? I guess for lack of a better term, I think that was a harness. But with succubus horns and a tail and a lot of accenting of certain features. Yeah. What the hell? We're gonna see a live demonstration of the AA working. Because these are meant to be radar sites, right? So, where's the AA? These are some really crappy AA sites, that's for damn sure. All right, well. I think we were lied to. Oh, you want the camera on? All right, well, because you guys asked so nicely, fine, 1 second. All right, here you go. There it is in all of its glory. Boom. He's coming for you. There you go. He's upside down too. Why? Because he's adorable. That's all you get. So anyway, Blue 4, I guess the canoes got taken away because I don't see them anymore. Bring back the canoes. That was Blue 4's main assaulting point. All right, 2 minutes to go. Shut up, Devour. Oh, I saw the Malin message. Don't get me wrong, my eyes were still on the screen somewhat, but just, yeah. So it looks like there is a single group over here. And everyone else is going to be going from the different vector. I guess that makes sense, all things considered, because they'd have to cross the river there, whereas here they would not have to. They can just do a straight shot in.
That's my only condition.
What are you chuckleheads on about?
It won't let me through.
Sir, you understand?
Fuck you.
I did, sir!
Now
Sir,
fine,
I
Scott.
did, sir, sir!
Yeah. This won't go live.
Fine, private.
I love how there's 3 one-man boats.
What we should have done is send an
We
entire
weren't even breaking the
squad
boats.
just
The,
as,
the
like,
boats broke
drivers
themselves.
to make a lot of money.
Ay, ay, ay. So it looks like they're facing the other direction, which means they're going to go up the river over here and dismount. But at that point, why don't they just walk? You know what I mean? They could just walk it instead, but whatever.
Why aren't you yellow fish? Yeah, I'll be on yelling.
Yeah, we're all yelling.
Oh, there goes Duke.
Right, boys, we're one.
Devour, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the evening now that I've witnessed that, so... Streams tonight will be TBA after FNF. What the hell are these people on?
I'm gonna be a real pioneer, like the Tony Potter ended.
Someone give me my musket! I gotta prove it's still a combat effective rifle!
Alright, that's enough.
You got a buff stop going down?
Trying to be like me.
Charlie, let me know whenever you're updating on them. We're about to.
Those boats are incredibly loud. Green 4, meanwhile, pushing south to form a defensive line here, and they're pushing forces north to cover that area as well. Are these real Marines at this point?
Feel I got to.
I don't see any crayon rations on them. Are you okay? You sound incredibly drunk.
I'm sorry, do you know the fucking lyrics?
Yeah, usually.
Or hang on, I have an idea.
But something like that, I have to go get the rope out, and we're gonna take a few hours. But anyway, what the hell are these people on?
You see, this is the Apple Music Sing now. I'm gonna try this out.
Yeah, so guys, when you kill someone, you gotta shout "Nyam nyam nyam."
Cletus, get the show. Can we please walk slower? Also, I want to go to McDonald's.
When are we stopping at McDonald's?
Oh, fuck, I'm out of stamina again.
Oh my god.
Alright, my throat hurts.
Alright, Blue 4 is dismounted over here.
Oh shit, that was my bad.
Vagrant just fired his gun too early. Valitarian's now looking in that direction.
Oh shit, we got contact north, close. Get his position around me, now.
Rounds have begun engaging Charlie in the open here. Grab took a hit. Righto, Shark. Took another hit. He's popping some smoke. But yeah, these guys are pretty well pinned, unfortunately, and there's another group coming around to flank them. Meanwhile, we have a casualty on this boat. Green 4 are still slowly pushing up here. Looks like they have held. And Blue 4 is still coming up right here as Green 4 reinforced, so this will be our second point of contact. More smoke grenades being dropped, but they're just going to be stuck here. Maybe the marksman can poke out and get some hits, but it's unlikely. Heard a GL get launched, but I think that was overhead. Now Yano's under fire from a machine gun. He's trying to pull away. So these guys are just going to get pushed out pretty well. And then these guys are now crossing.
I can hit shit, I swear. I just can't
I guess to
press
move
the
into
right
the
button.
internal area and bypass all these defense lines, so that means this force over here is just a feint.
I see him and they see us. 277.
So he's talking about these guys. I'm not sure if they sighted the groups crossing, though. This guy just got knocked out by Patriot. That is, I believe, his first kill. You got this team that's about to come around and flank this group here. I like that one more. Yeah. That's a very revealing cowmaid outfit with a garter belt or something around your leg, right? Okay. Okay. And, what are those called? Like on the hands? They're not stockings. It's, what are they? Arm warmers or something? I don't know. Just, okay. Hi. Got milk, you say? You know, I'm trying to do a PvP match commentary here. You wearing extremely revealing is that even called lingerie? I don't think Bloodwing's choosing... Honey, please.
It's okay, someone can draw it, right?
Someone can draw it, you say.
He's dead behind the rocks. He's dead.
Yes, they are.
Good call out. Forward, like. There is still a guy. There's still two guys. 10 meters in front of us. 10 meters in front of us.
Oh, there goes his head.
Throw lights.
There goes my... Yeah, no shit, woman. I can see that it has a matching thong, honey. Thank you. Under the apron. Yep. It's a very short apron. Why don't you cook dinner in that tonight? You can do whatever you want, all right? I'm going to try to focus on work again. Anyway, Blue 4 is pushing through a majority of Green 4. But we do have some Green 4 guys getting around. So we got Casey on the back line over here. Doing his best. Looking back over to the north, it looks like one of the Blue 4 members died. And... that Blue 4 group has now come around and is starting to engage the defensive garrison. And now they're going to try to basically get behind those Green 4 lines and pretty much take the objective out from under Green 4's nose here. Though this defensive line that Green 4 has set up, it is faltering. Casey did just get knocked out, so I think we have that Humvee now going over to check if he's down. As Blue 4 had a negative -1% advantage at the round, staff have given them a Humvee to resort. Okay. Bit of an interesting change there, but sure.
Eric, can you take over the Humvee with Kazakh?
Casey woke back up. Oh, Depso's going to run right into him and one-tap him.
Also, you have enemies very close.
So now they're checking around here. He's still unconscious. We'll have to see if they get double-tapped. But otherwise, these Green 4 lines, I think, are going to pull back because Blue 4 is right on top of that position. Green 4 also have a big chunk of elements over here. I think they're going to start pulling back because of this engagement right here. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Blue 4's remaining 4-man group, again, down to 3, have all pulling back around that area. Is Casey back up again? Well, he's not up anymore. That's for damn sure. Let's go ahead and look over at this blue 4 line here. Again, they still have a river crossing to do, but it looks like they're also starting to flank around on the far right to make a crossing here. But otherwise, green 4, they're not pulling back on their southern side. Oh no, as I stand corrected here, it looks like the left side is starting to do that. The right side also starting to fall back. I'm surprised Casey got knocked out that many times before he eventually went down. But yeah, as you can see, green 4, they left a little bit of a garrison back here to hold in case any more blue 4 come over. But yeah, now with blue 4 starting to cross the river, they're going to try to come in close here and start hitting the objectives, which I guess on their own, green 4 could always turn around and reinforce the northernmost position, but I feel like the central and southern positions are eventually going to get overwhelmed. Still 41 minutes on the clock. But I think blue 4 is going to wrap this one up a lot quicker. And my mic's tangled. All right. Blue 4 beginning to assault from the side here. Still have a lot of forces on the southern side of the bank coming. They're still taking some precision fire from the garrison, but now you see green 4 in full retreat here. As, well, we still got a chunk of guys right here, but this is where the main fight is at this point. But yeah, now all of green 4 is pulling back. Looking down here, you still got these 4 guys trying to pull back as well. Massive amount of smoke popped. And blue 4 is pretty much stalled right here. Got a bit of an incursion. That's actually blue 4 command leading the push here, but let's also take a look at casualties on the side real quick. So blue 4 is taking a handful. Not that much, though. Only 3. Green 4, 3 right there. Also haven't taken a lot, so we'll see if that M2 Humvee blue 4 was given makes up for anything. But now all of green 4 is starting to pull back onto the objectives. I do agree, blue 4 does need to group up. They're trying to do that right here, but then you're going to have this second force come in and hit Terminal 3 as this group moves to Terminal 1. Terminal 2, I think, is going to be the toughest play, because that's where green 4 have taken all their northern forces and reinforced that one sector. This group can move away from 3 and possibly come up to reinforce 1 as blue 4 kind of stalls on their push-up here. But I think they're trying to do that so they can get everyone across. You only have one guy in the back trying to overwatch from the 249. I'm also kind of surprised that Blue 4 Command is way ahead of everyone here. Normally you see the commanders on the back, but I mean, they're ahead of everyone, right on the cusp of the Terminal 1 site. All right. Now we do have some Blue 4 coming around on the right here. Though we do have green 4 also flanking on the side. They'll probably run into each other. This is a mix of, looks like Scandi Recon and a few other players. Versus, who is that over there? Ice Claws and Norris. Norris can do quite a bit. Don't know much about Ice Claw. The ambush. One of the green 4 guys goes down. gets thrown over. No damage. Oh, Ice Claw gets blown away, I think, by Nimia right there. Ice on his own. Blue 4, I don't know why they're trying to bypass around and head to Terminal 2, but now Green 4, look at this, they've crossed the river here. That's going to leave Terminal 3 open. They're going to be able to move in and take that zone, and then eventually hit Terminal 1, but I think Green 4 might be able to completely surround and take out that pincer at the cost of Terminal 3, and then turn around and potentially hold Terminal 1. So now the fight's going to be extended to over here. We have an element of Green 4 command, though. Blue 4 command's about to walk right on top of it, though. We also, I think, have Sam. No, so that's more Blue 4 all the way back here firing at Kiri. And that takes him out. Kiri wakes back up. Now you got Colin all the way back here, though. Still on Overwatch, but he's about to run into a large group of Green 4 here. Colin gets the first kill there, but then immediately slides away and gets knocked out. All right, Kiri is back over here. He's in a firefight with Blue 4 command. Stays in position, though, and allows time for Roofy to line up a shot on him. And now you've got this force now coming on top of Terminal 3. Steve is the furthest one on the rear, but he is going to pull away to Terminal 1. You know, Pinocchio, I didn't either, but hey, we take what we can get at this point. Rest of Green 4 is moving down from the south. You still have Blue 4. These three guys have stayed all the way up here for so long. I think they're going to be completely out of position here for the rest of this. And then you still got this fight on the flank. Terminal 2 looks like isn't going to be held. Instead, these forces are going to go forward and try to challenge the groups heading around. And then you got this group that needs to then come along the rear. Terminal 3's timer's still going down. These guys might flank around and go and hit Terminal 2. You do have some Green 4 coming over here. That's Steve and Kabubi. But otherwise, we just have a lot of shooting from various different sides. Azariah trying to come around and flank. Gets a line on Jabby, takes him out. Otherwise, you just have the remaining garrison holding still here. Korvac, though, assaulting on his own. Only to get blown away by a grenade. So it's going to be up to Roofy here to continue the charge. He's on 2 kills, don't get me wrong. But against this massive garrison, he's not going to be able to take that without help. Two people have been roofied. I wouldn't say that, but that's one way to say it, I guess. Meanwhile, you got Fairchild holding the rear here. As a marksman, he's going to be able to keep this group pinned down so they can't cross. But as I say that, you got 2 people coming around the flank. Looking back on the map here, I'm just trying to cover everything that's going on. Terminal 3 hack has been completed, and you have Blue 4 maneuvering around to hit Terminal 2. The funny thing about that, though, is Green 4 have a massive garrison in between those areas there, so how is that going to work? Because Blue 4 is just going to run into a massive garrison right there in itself. But now you've got ground command elements getting into CQC, but it looks like they're both down. So Korvac and Rufy are dead, and Slushy was just taken out as well. All right, so you still have Fairchild holding that position. Looks like he's going to be pulling back, though.
See that tree?
They're still calling everything out, keeping Fairchild pinned. This Blue 4 group on the right side has been mostly wiped, but Green 4 have taken quite a bit of damage as well. So now it's just all about holding this one area here and seeing if these three can also come in and back that position off. Hey, Slushy, how you doing? I'm not sure if Green 4 will be able to pull it off here. Because Blue 4 are about to get on to Terminal 2. But again, Terminal 1's going to be the toughest defense here for Blue 4 to take. Their entire right pincer has kind of fallen apart. Remnants have come around on the northern side. You also have these three that'll be able to come and reinforce it. And you just have some remnants around. Looks like Fairchild is taking out. Major Khan's crossed the river. He's going to try to hit the remainder of those units there. Waldo's also moving around. There's the hack on Terminal 2. Green 4, meanwhile, turning around. Otherwise, these guys on the rooftop here are now being pinned. What do you mean by that, Yanni? What happened in the last two rounds to make it so horrible? You got Steve overwatching with that marksman rifle. He's trying to find some more shots to take. Might have a good line to pick at Blue 4 right here. But Blue 4, they also have that 50 cal Humvee they're utilizing as a force multiplier.
I see more.
Catch just got knocked out. We have H2 still over here trying to hold off on his own. He just planted a satchel, possibly on a timer, but he gets knocked out. And I'm trying to see if Kabubi's going to come up and finish him off, but it looks like he just died. Just not your day, Yanni? I understand that, man. We got Major Khan on the rear. He's on 2 marksman kills, trying to get a shot on Reapers. And you got Sam with him, but he gets taken out by a GL. Great shot placement, whoever did that one. I don't know. I don't think Blue 4 has the manpower to get to Terminal 1. Looking at the map side, that was the Terminal 2 hack area getting destroyed. Got Nimia, though, engaging in CQC, or at least trying to maneuver to get up there. Takes one person out. Tries to go for a second, but is immediately flanked by Motzi. Close, too. Otherwise, Nim would have gotten Artisan there. Now you're having some Blue 4 elements try to engage in CQC on breaching the city. Numbers do look good for Green. I mean, that means Slushy's going to go 3 for 3 for commanding tonight. Granted, the second round, Slushy was 2 IC, but still in that command role. Round up there. I think that's from a 203. Otherwise, some smoke grenades going off. Eric trying to push in. We got Wheaton over here, though. Gets blown away by that grenade. Oh my gosh, he got some air with that one. 50 cows now coming in for CQC. Gunner, though, taking fire from Daedalur on the rooftop. Not sure if he turned in or went down. Looks like he turned in because he's still sitting in there. He's not knocked over on the turret. We might see them try to rush and take the terminal itself because the exact positions are marked, but looking at the sheer amount of green 4 compared to blue 4, I think green 4's got this. It's just going to be a bit of a long and drawn-out engagement. Eric tries to come down. He gets taken out as he crosses the street. Yeah, Shark. Again, it's the last round. People usually are a little more reckless on what they do in that third round, but it's okay. The Europeans are tired, a little drunk. Reckless and literally blind, yeah, right? GL's going off on that position as Blue 4 continues to advance. Yanni, you're too sober for this, eh? Yeah, understandable, Yanni, considering everything that's happened. Oh, great double kill there by Nem. But yeah, Blue 4's numbers are just going to keep dwindling here. Yeah, you got them trying to move up and get some great flanks, but I think Green 4 are just outmaneuvering them because Green 4 has the number advantage now. Just saw someone get knocked out and taken out. Now you got Artisan right up here. I think you heard them. He throws an explosive charge. Uh-oh. That might get Pingus. Wow, gets all 3 of them. 3 kills for Artisan right there. But looking at the rest of the map, looks like the Humvee has its gunner knocked out. Driver's still able to drive, but just look at all the blue triangles compared to the green 4. Should be green triangles here. And I think Steve just shot Depso in the back of the head there. Let's do a quick head count. Blue 4 have 1, 2, technically 1 unconscious, so I'll only count that as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and someone just got knocked out right there as Green 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 still up. So it's still pretty close. We could have Artisan get close and initiate the hack that's going to make Green 4 run out here and try to counter it. Zally might spot Artisan as he goes into that building. Yeah, oh baby, a triple. Yeah, right, from that explosive charge. Let's see if Artisan can keep it going. Also got the Humvee coming up. I think Artisan's expecting a bit of defense. But Swola's now going to come up and reinforce. And I'm waiting to see if that terminal is interactive with Zally's trying to overwatch. But Artisan moves up and takes him out. Artisan takes a bit of return fire, I think, from... Actually, it's really hard to see. Swola throwing a blind grenade and is now going for the terminal. And this is where the remaining 90 seconds are going to work out. Swola triggers a tripwire mine, but it doesn't kill him, only does some minor damage. Now there's the hack. Daedalur running down. Swola trying to get into a good overwatch position right here to stop them. Cat's coming down as well. And Cat is looking around. Swola staying low, but Cat spots him. Neither side's able to get the hit. Grenade is thrown. That's a smoke grenade, though. And Daedalur gets blown away. I thought there was some additional fire that came in, but that wasn't the case. So Daedalur's going to stop the hack at the 49-second mark. Artisan might come back around. Nemesis also coming around. That might have been the additional shooter that was off camera that we saw. But looking at the rest of these forces here, Tripwire Mine just went off. Artisan, I see him as the only guy remaining, but now Green Force pulled back to actually hold this position. Oh, Gazog coming out from under my camera here. Sorry, it's hard to do this with one hand. Anyway, Gazog trying to get Sam here. Gets the kill on Sam. So now it's Artisan and Gazog versus Crazy and Daedalur here. Nemesis also sulking around on the rear. Daedalur gets a shot on Gazog. Makes him pull back. Nemesis and Gazog run right into each other. Nemesis gets the kill. And Nemesis double taps. So it's just up to Artisan right here, because if we check our map, the remaining players, we got Dooley, Waldo, and Yano all the way back here. Looks like that three-man group's finally folded in as well, so it is 4v4 at the moment. Artisan coming back. We still have 20 minutes remaining. There isn't really much here. Steve's taking cover behind the Humvee that was dropped off right here. Blue 4, they're keeping those personnel on the rear there, just kind of overwatching, so it's going to be up to Artisan to defend that position for the last 49 seconds. Dooley coming up to back him up, though. But Nemesis and Steve are holding locally. Steve coming over, he's checking the site. We gotta see if Artisan will make a move here. Otherwise, it's gonna be just a ongoing game. Steve trying to close the CQC here. Dooley tries to follow and takes him, doesn't take him out, excuse me. Dooley runs by. Dooley's going for the objective. Checks right. Artisan also moving around. Crazy's up here. Where's Nemesis? Did he get taken out? Artisan might run to hit the objective there. Looking at from a bird's eye view. There's the hack continued. 46 seconds remaining. Artisan taking fire from Crazy. Steve's going to be running down the street. Dooley's done a wide flank. Artisan runs into Steve. Artisan takes Steve out. It's going to be up to Crazy now to hold. Artisan got Nemesis. Nice. I missed that. And Crazy gets taken out by Dooley, and that is going to be the end of the round. Satchel goes off just in case. And I still think that's it. I don't see any green 4 remaining around here. All right. I am going to wrap it up then. We might be back in a few hours, but, well, I've got this cowgirl mate I have to deal with. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and I'll see you in a bit. Maybe.